Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Coffs Harbour, New South Wales, Australia for the ASRL Open 2025, hosted by the Team Navy. My name is Phil Stavano, and I'm joined today at our backup beach at Jetty Beach. I'm joined with Mr. Frank Veltman. Good afternoon, Frank.
G'day, Phil, baby. How are you?
Oh, it's very good to be here, Frank. The guys have had to shift this morning. We're at a jetty harbour around the corner from Park Beach. Conditions are wild out the front of the surf club, but as a backup beach goes, it's a pretty good venue. We've got runners and waves and a bit of action on the course, and there's facilities. The team have done a great job to move us and get us up to way.
Yeah, well, it was virtually impossible to run it at Coffs, and the other backup beach, Woolgoolga, was even worse. So there's no beach. Unfortunately, the high tide, it'd make it impossible to run it off. But these guys, the masters, normally we send them out in the rough stuff to see how it all handles, the crash test dummies as we call them. But today we've given them the best of conditions we possibly could.
Yep, and we've only just picked up the live stream. You've missed one race. I believe we're in the 200 division starting it off, and it was a very tight finish. It's a pretty even course, it looked like. Conditions are pretty good. Temperatures nice and mild today, Frank. What do you reckon, 28 degrees?
I tell you what, a bit of rain last night, but wasn't it?
Yeah, sure did come down, and we wish all our friends travelling to this event travel safely, take your time, and we'll see you when you get here. But in the meantime, we're excited to bring you the live action. We've got the Masters on today across the men's and women's in all different categories. One thing we are lacking at the moment is the draw, and the internet service isn't flash, but that's going to pick up, I've been told. But we'll try and keep you up to date with the crews and the ages as we go. And it's great to be on the water, Frank, again. And 12 months since lawn, and we're at Coffs Harbour, New South Wales. What a place.
Yeah, a bit of difference.
Yeah, well, we're surrounded by a pier, though, to be fair. We've followed another pier.
Is there a wave coming off it?
It's in a harbour.
There's a little bubble coming off the edge there, not much.
Yeah.
But no, it's one of those things. We've got to move it around the country. It gives everyone a bit of a crack at what's going on.
Also the travel for the East Coast and the up and down, and Queensland crews coming down. They've come from everywhere, Frank. Perth. Yeah. I think there's a crew from Darwin here this weekend. New Zealand's got teams. It's a real big event, this one, our National ASRL Open.
Yeah, but the other thing is you were very close to the West Australian crews, considering that you did the George Bass crew with a mob from Mullaloo and City of Perth.
Yeah, that was a fantastic event, the George Bass Surfboat Marathon this year, hosted over the New Year period, and that was the 50th year this year. And yeah, I got the call up for the WA team in the veterans, and we had a mixed team from WA. Shout out to all of the boys in that team. There's several of them racing today. Big Stu from Mullaloo and the City of Perth Phantoms, Frank. They're your friends. They're my new friends. A couple of 70-year-old gentlemen, life members at the City of Perth Beach. Pedro, Garbo and Bill. I met the other two as well earlier, and yeah, what a bunch of fellas. We had a great adventure down there. It was excellent. I recommend it highly in 2 years' time. Start training, get down there.
Yeah, well, one of the guys, Garbo, who's won the first title for City of Perth in '71, and then you got Peter Way in the three. He won the title at '76, and they've been around. And Garbo also won a silver medal at Moana in '82.
Yeah, won
the Worlds in '82. So
they do go back. They were doing their best. I was sweeping those blokes, and I didn't let them off the hook. We were chasing some serious runners downwind on some of the days, and Garbo, talk about wind back the clock.
What about
he's an animal in the boat.
What about his trekking in Machu Picchu?
Oh yeah, well, he's we got a few stories, but just moments away. I think we're just sorting the course and the start. We had an issue with the starters hooter on the first race. It seemed to blast forever. So the crews in the 200 years second heat look to be lining up on the start line, but we're just waiting for the officials to blow them in the whistle.
And before we go on, last weekend we had the international series. We normally have it every second year in Australia, but last week it was at New Zealand, and the Australians came through. And I think all weekend what I'm really looking forward to is this under-23 crew from South Kilkeel.
Yeah, the South Curl boys, the South Curl Burleigh, they're the national team representatives. They had a great weekend over there and had a clean sweep. They jumped off the plane in their Australian team tracksuit, then jumped into the New South Wales team tracksuit for this weekend.
Yeah,
so
that's
we've got the big interstate racing coming up. It's a huge honour for these teams that have made those interstate teams, and it's a bit of a tradition building. I know later in the piece our friend Don Cottrell, he's quite a passionate Queenslander. We're going to have a good rivalry across the states for bragging rights. Queensland current holding the trophy. But yeah, the South Curl Burleigh, they're hard to beat, but the Maroochydore team in there, the underdogs from South Curleigh, current national champs. That division is red hot. But we're going to have some amazing racing all weekend. This is going to be great.
And then you got the undisputed kings of the A crew, Bulli.
Yeah, well, they also had a clean sweep for Australia. Can't forget that.
Yeah.
And you know, they're great team, great role models, and from all reports, it looked like an excellent trip over to New Zealand. Shout out as well to our Open Women's National Team, the Currumbin Cockatoos, and the Under-23 development team in the women's, the Newport Stingers.
Yeah, look, they've come a long way, that Newport. I think he brought them up from the under-19s, under-18s or under-19s, didn't he, when they won the first?
Kingy, yeah.
Kingy, he brought them through from that, hasn't he?
They've been together a while, I think. I'm not sure of the full makeup of the crew, but to be fair, the New Zealand team, they handled Newport, I've been told, quite handsomely, and yeah, they were a real hot crew to watch. So
they're coming down to the water's edge now. So you talk us through who we got out there, mate, if you can see them.
Do our best based on the boats that we know. We're just waiting for the live heats. I believe the heats are up on live heats. So we're trying to find that as we go, but it looks like the Soldiers Beach boat there. That's a familiar looking boat. That's one of the old South Maroubra boats. Won a national title in that, Frank, 220 years in Perth in that very vessel. And then Helensburgh maybe. It looks like South Curleigh in Alley 3.
Is that the City guys in that one?
No, in this one.
No, the other one over.
Next one is South Curl.
Oh, that is the actual
it's
South.
It's hard to...
oh, yeah, that's right. The City are using Allura's boat.
Hard to see. We'll do our best. We won't fumble along for too long, hopefully. But, yeah, about to start in a second race. And just waiting on confirmation of the age brackets. But there they go, Frank. They're away and racing. You see now a couple of crews getting the better of it. In Alley 1, the Soldiers Beach boat. But it's a pretty even line across out to sea.
Yeah, I reckon that the
Helensburgh boat there. That's the Helensburgh cap.
Good to see Helensburgh still going and always turn up at the big events, which is good.
Alley 3, you've got South Curl, and they look like they're setting an early pace out to sea.
Yeah, so same with Alley 5, I think.
There's the Soldiers Beach fellas. Good guys. They're
very relaxed, aren't they, looking?
Going quite well there. And first race of the day, you're always unsure how you're going to go against your competition when you find out at the national event who you're racing. And some of these guys would have been racing each other for decades, Frank. That's why we love it. It's the Masters Day today, and they're all here.
Yeah, South Curleigh look as though they're going through the gate cans first, along with the people in Alley 5. Oh, I don't really know who they are. Alley 5.
Yeah, hard to see at the moment out in Alley 5, but all crews, we look out there, we can get a better view of the wide shot.
Tell you what, Soldiers Beach are doing really well now.
And you called Alley 5, Frank. It looks like they're right up with, looks like Alley 1, 3 and 5 there. So you've got Soldiers, you've got South Curleigh, and then just out of shot we can't quite see in Alley 5. And apologies to these crews, we'll come back to you. As they're heading out to sea, it's a bit of a nor'east breeze starting to kick up. So it'll get a bit windier on the course as the day goes on.
And the tide's going out too, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a huge tide, the full moon tonight. Big full moon, Frank, all the crazies out this weekend.
I tell you what, this is the tattoo capital of Australia, this place.
There's a few around. As we see them turning out to sea now, it's Alley 5 in front from South Curleigh in Alley 3. And then coming around is probably Alley 4, getting stuck with the Soldiers Beach boys on Alley 1 there.
Yeah.
And they've bogged down, but Alley 5 shot out of the turn. And they're a length ahead, chasing big run now. So who have we got there? That's That's Soldiers and Helensburgh on shot there, but yeah, Alley 5 setting a nice tempo going through.
Who are they?
They're a length or two ahead of South Curl here, and we just can't see off the main shot. We're looking at, there we go, you see the length out there on Alley 5 crew. Unsure if that cameraman can pan in on these boats, but it looks like South Curl. And up the other end, Alley 6 has turned well, so maybe there's a bit more run on the southern end of this course. The runners pushing from the north-east across the course. The gate cans are pretty far out to sea, so they're all going to shoot for the finish line now.
But it's certainly between. I'll tell you what, Alley 6 has really come back into it from that alley. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is Alley 5.
Definitely
what colour cap
setting up for a little run now. And Alley 6 on the top of one, but we go in Alley into it's Mooloolaba, is it? Looks like Mooloolaba's leading. There we go. The Queenslanders, early pace, the 200s, and they're going to pick up this first little run. If they can get over the front of that, that will bring them to the finish line. You see here, they're going to pull down in front, and there's the finish line shot. So Mooloolaba, 200s in the first place, unofficial of course. In second, it's probably Alley 6, Frank, you called that.
Yep.
And then it's a bit of a shootout here for third place. You got South Curly on the finish line. All points count, and they've just slewed on the finish line there.
I think South Curly spent all their bickies out at the cans. They were really going well, but they got run down coming home.
Yeah, it's
I
hard
reckon
to
they
say.
end up fourth.
Hard to say at the moment if that's fitness or if these cans. It's the first two races in the day. It's always a bit tricky, unfortunately, to know how the alley's going to play out the first couple of races, but so far it looked like winners and a fair go for everyone across those across the cans.
I tell you what, Phil, when you got racing like this and you're back at home watching it, and say you're a young sweep thinking, oh, I want to sweep a surf boat and all that, it is really worthwhile watching today, then you watch tomorrow with the interstate, and you watch certain sweeps from certain clubs and have a look at how they do it.
Oh, for sure.
Too many. You watch these days, and too many people think, "Oh, I've got it all." But you watch the good sweeps; they just know what to do, especially in this water. When to go forward, when to come back.
For sure, and that comes with experience. But as you said, watching the best of the best, you can definitely pick up a lot of tips. And same for rowers, looking at their seat, watching the bowman, the young juniors, or the second bow, or whatever seat you're sitting in. Sure, if any of the senior rowers were asked questions by the young grommets, the older rowers would be more than happy to help and provide the information. So in Heat 3, perhaps, for the or this could be the first of the 220s, Frank.
Well, you got Mollymook.
Yep.
North Cronulla.
Yep. Then you got the Talabudger and Cab Savs, I reckon.
Oh, is that Big Donny?
Big Don and the boys. I was on tour with the Danger Men combination between Currumbin and Talabudger in the 220s.
Unfortunately, we can't see Alleys 4 and 5.
We'll get those to you as they come along. But you see Mollymook there, Mr. Martin Drysdale. He doesn't like being called Martin.
Is that right?
Yeah, but Marty boy, he was on the Bass, as was North Cronulla, as was Talabudgera. These three crews closest to us on shot were all at the George Bass Marathon training over the New Year period. And
who picked up the empty cans to get the 10 cents refund on them?
Oh, there was a few kids around having a field day. Some of those kids might not have to work for a while after the can consumption, but we're away here. And you see all the crews navigating the first of the starts pretty evenly. Little bumps on the nose there to negotiate. And we'll see who comes over the other side there. That's the
Point Leo in Alley 4.
The all-orange caps from Point Leo.
Good bunch of boys.
They're setting a nice tempo. And just looking out to sea now, it's the Williamstown boat that's got trapped on the start line.
Oh, yeah, right.
They're well out of the pace now, but looking off the beach, it looks like Mollymook are setting a good pace there in Alley 1.
Have a look at how long they run. Look at relax. That's the way you do it when you're this age. You control it. You just let it, hold it back at the back, let it run.
Race 1, though, run. Yeah, race 1, and
you're going for the points.
Tempo, exactly. You don't want to go too early. They're going to have a big day, some of these crews, towards the finish, and guaranteed several races of round robin, all setting a pretty even tempo. And it looks like Alley 1, Mr. Martin Drysdale, Marty, he's setting a good line, then North Cronulla, then Tally, and then Point Leo. So it's sort of how they've gone off the beach. And as we get into the turn, we'll see how they come back. There may be a bit of water up this end helping the crews off the beach and get away quicker.
And again, watching the sweeps, they're all standing forward in front of those quarter bars. One straddled the front quarter bar, but they're all standing forward, and this to keep the weight of keep the stern up. And the other thing is what you're trying to do out here is to keep your sweep oar sort of floating on top.
As they're going into the turn, there's Alley 1. It is Mollymook and North Cronulla pretty even on the turn. Then the Cab Savs in Alley 3 and into Point Leo in Alley 4 and Williamstown with some work to do. So they come out of the turn and it looks like Mollymook straightening up now and heading back to their gate cans. They're setting an early tempo, but right next to them is the North Cronulla boys with Purds. Adam Purdy on the back of that boat, and they're going stroke for stroke in this course. So Mollymook, North Cronulla setting an early tempo, and there's the run. Both of those crews, you see on top of that run there, stretching it out, now falling off the back. So there's water there for you if you can take it as a crew. And coming through the gate cans, we'll get a better shot. There's nothing in it in Alley 1 and 2 from Mollymook into North Cronulla, and just probably a length off those is Talabudja Cab Savs.
Yeah, they're going really well, those two crews.
This is the 220 years veterans, and for those new to the sport, the veterans category is made up of combined ages, so 220 years. You're looking at the average age there of 55, but coming to the finish line, there'll be some lungs burning about now. Looks like North Cronulla in a bit of a hep bobber with Mollymook.
Yep.
Marty screaming at the boys. You don't want anyone looking around now. The last 60 metres of the course, this is where you earn your money. They're on top of a runner. Both of these crews now pushing over the top. Who's going to pull down it? North Cronulla's going to pull down it, Frank.
Yep.
Yep.
North Cronulla, Mollymook.
Unofficial, and then into the Cab Savs. So,
and Point Leo, and then followed by Williamstown with big Timmy McFarlane on the back.
Yeah.
Timmy McFarlane, who's going to Wollongong.
Oh, well, good luck to Timmy. He's
done a great job at Williamstown.
Yeah, he always turning up, and they got checked on the start, so there's definitely enough to stop boats out here today, albeit our backup course, size of the ocean, I guess you can say. There's a wave coming through the harbour. So decision was made for safety and to get us through today that we're shifted to the Coffs Harbour Jetty Beach, I think they call it, Frank. Coffs Harbour, I guess you will.
Yeah, well, it is. Well, there's actually a few sort of pier jetties and...
Yeah, there's a marina over there with a yacht club. I'm sure some of these veterans with exquisite taste might be trying some of the cold stuff over there, and some seafood perhaps later on.
I'll tell you what was one of the great places to visit. We went to Woolgoolga, but on the way back, one of our guys in the club celebrated his birthday, Big Kev Van Duren. So we went to Omar's Cafe, right? And we went in there, and I bought him a nice cake for his birthday and all that. But in there, the person said, walk out the back. Go out the back, and you walk through this village. They made a little miniature village of Holland and all the various areas. Magnificent. So get a chance to get there.
We'll have to come back to Frank's adventures later on, because we've got surfboat racing. Frank, stay on the track, mate. We've got the 220 years Heat 2 now. We've got Noosa Heads there. Used to be known as the Condors. And we've got definitely got North Narrabeen in Alley 4. Just working out who's in Alley 2 and 3. And we'll get to you there. It's the 220 years Heat 2. So
94 boats.
Yeah, there was a few more in the first. So they're away now. That looks like Evans Head boat perhaps in Alley 2.
Yeah.
North Narrabeen in 4. Noosa in Alley 1. It looks...
Yeah, you can tell Donny out there, can't you? Is that
Donny? That's not Don.
Donny, it's not Donny.
No, please. That's the
North
Urkel.
North Cronulla in 3.
Nah, that's not them either, Frank.
All right.
I'll keep you posted. I sent a yellow and green cap, I think. And That's Urkel on the back of North Narrabeen, the Fogs.
The Fogs.
They're my boys. In the
Fogs.
220 years they've been training, good chaps.
The Fogs.
Appreciate Scotty and his team for having us this weekend at Coffs Harbour. As he drops the lunch off, he's doing everything. So we're racing today and at the Jetty Beach, and we've got out to sea, we've got Noosa in Alley 1, we've got Evans Head in 2. I think it might be maybe a Surfers Paradise boat, Frank. Not sure of 3. Just can't see it. And then in Alley 4, North Narrabeen Fogs. So Noosa in Alley 1. Alley 1 looks good, Frank, off the beach, doesn't it, today?
Again, just a nice long stroke, and that's what you got to do in this sort of water. You know, no good racing it because all you got to do is get that length, get as much out of the boat as you possibly can, get that run, and when you get to the cans, pick up that first run out of the cans, and away you go again.
Yeah, definitely. You make it sound easier than it is actually, Frank.
That's why we're at the back.
Yes, well, it's exciting racing. You see Noosa there. Well, that's the, who is that? Yep, Evans Head, looks like. Frank keeps passing me pieces of fruit here. So there's Noosa in 1, equal with Alley 2 there. Evans Head potentially. Then Alley 3, not far off them. And then North Narrabeen going into their turn on the red can, going around now. So that's not a bad race, Frank. There's about a boat or 2 length in this. And you see there's the Noosa team with Stewie on the back, chasing the run there, Frank. Yeah. They're sending it, and they're trying to stay smooth. Look at Alley 2 on that runner.
Yeah.
What a beauty. He's gone from second to first. Yep. Still on the back of it, and now they're away. So there's definitely some water moving in the course. You see them all now coming from everywhere.
They're moving quite well. Still maintaining that nice long stroke, and when the runs come, they just pick it up for a little bit, 2 or 3 strokes, to try and get as much out of it as they can. And away they go.
Peter Hickey's name on the front of that boat, a familiar name in surf boats?
It's not the Peter Hickey we're thinking of.
Is it not?
No. I called that last year and it wasn't Peter Hickey.
Well, it's still a well-known name. We'll shout out to Peter.
Yeah.
So as we hit the finish line now, they're in the last 60 metres.
It is surface.
Metres of the course, and it's definitely the blue boat in Alley 2. Slight advantage to Noosa. And in Alley 1 with a little run now. And there's a bit of flat water now for the leaders, so they're coming back.
Surfers Paradise has certainly come back through it. I tell you, they've rode well coming home. And
yeah, it is a surface boat. There's Evan Head's Casino coming across. They're going to get the job done right on the finish line. A little bubble pulled up, so it was Evans Head in first.
Oh, he's broached.
And then,
he's out, having a swim.
There's the surface sweep.
It's not surface, is it?
Yeah, it says surface. I think they're in a special cap this year for their 100-year, Frank. They've got a special cap.
Is that right?
Yeah, I been keeping an eye on things. There's Urkel trying to keep the Fogs boat straight. And
right? Why would they have
across the line.
Why would they have a different cap?
Potentially, I think 100 years ago the cap may have been different, and it's changed into the modern day. But we might get Hugel up here to give us the rundown on the 100-year celebrations. I know City of Perth also celebrating 100 years this year.
Been fantastic to watch all the memorabilia on their they send it on Facebook and all that, their Facebook page. It's been brilliant. Yeah. But the other thing about surfers, in the 70s, I don't know if you know, the guy called Max Christmas, who virtually was the real estate agent in Surfers Paradise, right, used to tow a surf boat with a Rolls Royce.
Oh, the good teams back in the day. The glory days of boats, it seems.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
He'd come across and he'd tow a boat with a big Rolls Royce.
Yeah, well, it does definitely attract all sorts of our sport. And as we're working through the program now, tide's still going out. The race will become a little bit shorter. And we'll be back with you. It looks like some ladies divisions now moving in, unsure of their age category. We'll try and get the live feeds up, and apologies at the moment. we're drawless, Frank.
We're very drawless.
So we're doing our best. It looks like that could be a Malulabar cap, potentially. Maybe Wollongong. Who we got? No, Wambarrel. There we go. And I just got a shout out from Mr. Jace Viney. Shout out to Weinberg there, Mr. Jason, the Wambarrel Wasabis.
That's probably Wasabis them. Are back in town. God, they've been
Dave
on for a
from
while.
Manly, there we go. There's the results. Evans Head in first in the last race. Noosa in second, the Emus. Surface Paradise in third. And North Narrabeen Fogs in fourth.
Yeah.
So as we called it, and we're moving now into, I think that's the Manly boat with David at the back. He's done a good job resurrecting the Manly surf boat community. He's really has a go there, and he loves the sport. Bit of a journeyman. So you'll see him out now pushing, and there is the great Mr. Don McManus behind him in the North Narrabeen boat. So
how old's Donnie this year?
Hey? You stop counting after a while, and he's going all right, Don. He's flying. So his daughter in that crew there, and
a bit of a wave breaking out there.
It's a 6-boater on this heat, so
yeah,
just getting on top of things, and not sure.
Oh, here we go. You beauty.
Okay, it looks like a combined race, Frank. So Wambarrel Wasabis in Alley 1, they're 160 years. Metropolitan Caloundra, 160 years in 2. The Manly Moonlighters, 200 years in 3. North Narrabeen Dreadnoughts, 200 years in 4. Port Macquarie, 160s in 5. And I missed Frank, who was in 6.
Miss it.
Come on, mate. You're supposed to be my backup.
I know. I just went.
You need to lift.
It's not Port. It's not Port Fairy. Who was it?
So the gun's up. We've got 2 divisions here, the 160s and the 200s. So you'll see these boats going out at different paces, I guess, because there's quite a number of years between these ladies in the younger boats to the more senior boats. But there's several of them each against each other in this round. So
it's not Dicky Beach down there, is it? The other end?
Could well be, but
notice where some of the people are starting. Right, you've got a couple of people out there front and a couple of people at the back. Sometimes it's because the sweeps struggle to get in the boat. Age has caught up with them. Other times it could be they're not too confident about some of their crew members.
There's Molly. It's that's Metropolitan Caloundra there.
Yeah,
JDB
yeah.
In his new boat design. Jason Bean doing well in his new vessel. He's reconstructed his method of building and rebranded. He's a keen boatie. He'll be back on the live stream there, and you see now they're away.
Yep.
And you see some of these girls, as I said, one's 160 years and others are 200s. So you'll see out to sea now as we're heading off. All crews negotiating the break. There's Dave now. Pulling hard. I think that's Bastion in the bow.
Well, she's out
they
of
got to get in time, those guys. So, again, trying too hard perhaps on race 1. But it's Molly and JDB boat there, Metropolitan Caloundra. And they've shot out of the gates. So, in Alley 2, looks to be the early leaders. You've got a battle in the middle of the field, Manly versus North Narrabeen. And then to the southern end of the course, it could be Dicky Beach, Frank. It looks like a Dicky Beach boat on the far side, but that's JDB, Metropolitan Caloundra. They're in time.
You a shareholder in that business?
No, I love all. We got to pay respects to all our boat builders. We'll shout them all out now if you like, Frank.
No.
DKG, Perry, Climber.
Well, Perry Climber.
Oh yeah, there's always developments going on, and it's good to see. So. Back out to sea now. You see the field's a bit scattered based on the fact there's 2 age divisions in this race. Wombrel's doing well there in Alley 1. It looks potentially like the 160s cruise setting the early tempo.
The wasabis.
Wasabis, Frank.
Wasabi.
You eat
Wasabi.
Japanese food?
No.
You don't like the spicy green stuff?
No.
That's called wasabi.
Wasabi?
As you say.
No.
So, going into the turn now, the wind coming off the rower's left, and it's Alley 2 turning first. Looking out to sea then to Alley 1 and Alley 5. So there's the turn. They're coming in dribs and drabs to these turning cans.
Well, it's different age groups, that's the thing.
Yeah, and it looks like Manly turning and then North Narrabeen heading into their can now. So back out to the leaders. And it's Metropolitan Caloundra.
Doing well.
Yep.
Although Dicky Beach, I reckon, maybe it's a camera angle, but they look as though they could be a little bit. I tell you, the boat, yeah, the other one is coming through here. I tell you what, but he's doing well with. Jace is doing really well with this mob. They're going well.
They sure are.
And the
making sure they go through their gate
Wasabis
can.
are coming through.
It's all pretty even. Dicky Beach
Dicky
up there.
Beach.
Dicky Beach. It looks like the sound's off here, guys. We've lost sound. So, yeah. There we go. We're back on. Yeah. So, yeah. There it is. Hearing me now. It's a bit of a wire issue there, but we're looking. It's cutting in and out. Apologies for the feed, but Metropolitan Caloundra coming into the finishing line now as the gate cans are well out to sea, so you can chase run from anywhere, and we've lost something. See there, it's the power cord into this. Okay, so we're back on. So Dicky Beach looking across Metropolitan Caloundra. As you see Dicky Beach there coming into the wave zone, but I can see Metropolitan Caloundra up the other end. There's the finish line. Two boats chasing this finish line as they go out to sea there now. Looks like Alley 5 or 6, Frank, Metropolitan Caloundra.
Yep.
Dicky Beach from Metropolitan Caloundra.
Well, the trouble with the finishing flag's right on the sand, and they're stopped.
Yeah, they will have a few different finish points, and I guess those flags will move out
well,
to
that's
sea.
the tide going out.
Sure is. See, Port Macquarie it was there, Frank.
Yep.
And then Manly coming across the line now. And bringing up the field is Mr. McManus and the North Narrabeen Dreadnoughts.
But the trouble is there's 40 years difference between these two crews.
Correct. So there was a couple of them in the 160s and a couple of them in the 200s. There they are, the Dreadnoughts, finishing it off. Nice style, girls. Staying together. No waves for the Dreadnoughts, so they'll have to row all the way to the beach, which is a bit tough in the first race, but a good warm-up row nonetheless. So well done, and we'll be right back here, Frank. Just a few technical delays, and we'll be right back.
Right. Here we go. Don't know again. This is the 160 mile. These should be pretty quick, these boys. They're away. They'll be pretty quick on the go. 3 crews in it. These guys are generally good reserve rowers, and they have a dip at this sort of level. So here we go. 160. We've got. Oh, one takes a little bit of a bang, and that's Kawana. Well, Goolga, the locals up here. Shootout in front, and followed by Illura. The great Illura. Some great ASRL Opens have been at Illura. And next year it's Wonder.
Shout out. Here we go. I love your pronunciations, Frank. You're definitely a character. The sport needs more of them. But yeah, the 160 males, that's the Allura, potentially the great men. Raced against those boys for some time. I think this crew won the Sydney branch veterans last week. Showed a clean set of heels and did a good job in reserve grade as well. So dare say these crews will just be warming up for the...
Don't these guys row open men? The Allura one?
They have another open men's crew as well. So
but they're just as old, aren't they?
Older.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Nah, he's done a good job, Wilco. We've got Eddie rowing in the women's crew with Wilco, and always been a strong club. With him at the helm, you can't go wrong.
No.
So see, definitely a bit of a shootout though. Looks like out to sea it's Allura and Woolgoolga, Whoopee, as they're known up here. The locals haven't had to travel too far. Top blokes in that crew. So it's Allura first, probably a length to Woolgoolga. And then up here in Alley 1, Frank, who was that?
Kiwana
Waters.
So now they had a bit of a dip in the warm-up road, rolled the boat on the shore.
Oh, wow. Well, that would have been one of only one, I reckon, today out here. But I have been watching some of these boats get hit off the beach, and you probably don't expect the whack you get. You know what I mean? It's, if you don't switch on, there's still a bit to do. But now here goes Woolgoolga coming back at Allura. Allura lifting on a little run. Length in front there. Great camera work. Thank you to the boys from Big Voice Media.
Beautiful.
Doing a great job here today. They've really set this event up to be world class.
Look at Woolgoolga. Look at the Goolga.
We don't have world class commentary, Frank. No. But we're doing our best. And here goes Allura now on the little run. They're going to squeeze a bit more out of it. I can see Allura's rowing away from Woolgoolga. But there's still 60 metres more maybe to the finish line. So it's not over because here comes Woolgoolga on a little piece as well, Frankie.
Yes, they're away and they're going to get close to the water's edge here as we go. Probably 20 more strokes to go.
20 to go. They're eyeballing each other.
And what do you say at this time to the crew, mate? What do you say to them?
Pay attention and just keep on your job. The job's not done till the nose hits the sand. It's tempting to look around. Two of the rowers can see what's going on. You've got to trust your mates. And here goes Allura lifting the rate. They've lifted it up over a tiniest little run. And Prince of Piha, the man of the sea, Wilco, he's going to pull down that one. What a race from those boys. They pushed the Jets right on the line. And in unofficial places there, you've got Allura first and Woolgoolga second. And then making up
Kiwana.
The field is Kiwana. So we'll see if maybe a pretty light division this year, the 160s male, Frank. They may be shooting out for medals here. Maybe only the three of them today, and it looks like it could be a race in two if that's the case. So we'll keep you posted through the day.
Yep.
Wanted to shout out to the Team Navy. Great sponsors for us. Again, we love the Navy. Appreciate your services, and we love your support of the surfboat community. Coffs Harbour Council doing a great job for hosting us as well. The Coffs Harbour Surf Club. Also a great place to visit, Park Beach and the surf club, magnificent up there. Great old surf club.
And the Hoey Maui.
Oh, Hoey Maui's going to take...
where you do Akadaka.
Yeah, the Hoey, if those walls could talk...
I can tell you that.
I wouldn't be allowed on air some of the stuff that's gone in there, but looking now out to sea.
Mermaid.
Yeah.
North Cronulla.
You got South Maroubra. There's my boys. So these are the 200s.
Who's sweeping your South Maroubra crew, mate?
Mark Inglemo is currently sweeping these guys. He was part of the Wing Snagglepuss crew a couple of years ago that I had in Perth, and there's a few of those boys in there.
Right.
You got Mark in the bow as well. There's a couple of Marks in that boat. You've got Mr. Bradley Dunn, Mr. John Panisi.
Mister, you call him Mister.
Oh, they're sirs. They're great blokes. But looking there now, it's Warrnambool, Frank.
These boys are unbelievable. They've rode, they come and row on average every 2 carnivals. They've been to 4 carnivals this year in Victoria.
Well, that's
they're great
done
blokes.
a bit of work.
No, they've rediscovered their thing, but these blokes have been together for years.
There's the start line. The check starter's happy with the line there. The flag's up.
Look at the little wave out there.
As the tide drops away, it's getting a bit hollow. You
Yep.
definitely don't want to be under one of those because it will cost you length and that could cost you the race. So Etty Bay, they've travelled to be here. Warrnambool in 2. South Maroubra Weapon Vets in 3. North Cronulla Brado Seros in 4. And Mermaid Beach. Sorry, I've read that backwards.
Go and tell me, where's Etty Bay?
We'll look it up, but it's Mermaid in 1. North Cronulla in 2. South Maroubra in 3. Warrnambool in 4. And Etty Bay in 5.
Where the hell is Etty Bay?
And they've... copyright laws are going to come after South Maroubra boys there using an old name.
Ooh.
Not original at all.
Etty,
Weapon Vets crew, but
Etty Bay, wasn't it?
Etty Bay. But this is hot racing in the 200s division. It's definitely, you see there's South Maroubra boys out to sea. It's Mr. Ryan Early setting a rhythm there. He is a weapon vet now. Sending it with Panisi in number 2, Moe sweeping, Brad Dunn in 3, in the second stroke seat, bow seat, sorry, and Bibbsy in the bow. And I got to say thanks to those boys for dinner last night. I got up late and they'd cooked me a nice schnitzel and spaghetti combination with veggies. Frank, I'm feeling good about things. So they're setting a good pace, South Maroubra. Johnny cooked a nice dinner, and they're probably a length in front of North Cronulla and then Mermaid. So plenty of power in that boat. You see now there, it's a bit of a mixed match crew. A few people couldn't be here, but they were second silver medalists last year, this crew, in this very race at Lawn, the South Maroubra team. So,
were they?
Yeah, they were. It was a ding-dong finish against the Browley mixed grill.
Right.
So we watched that final last night, and they're going to try and go one better, the South Maroubra boys, as Moe comes into his can. And you see now, all crews heading into their can. North Cronulla, South Maroubra first. North Cronulla turning in second there. There's South Maroubra. Up and out of it.
Bit slow.
Then turning
but
in
they've got
alley
a huge
5.
lead. Alley, I'll tell you what, the alley, Etty Bay.
Etty Bay in alley 5 done a great job and a great turn. There's South Maroubra though, lifting the rate. Look at that. They've lifted it right up. And they've gained a length or 2 out of that one, Frank. So the boys from South Maroubra, the weapon vets, setting a beautiful tempo. And the bowman of that crew, my man Mark and I did the George Bass. He was part of the WA team. We went down, part of the venture. So there's plenty of fitness there. But they've gapped the field, South Maroubra. And you see now North Cronulla. You see
Etty Bay
Mermaid, Etty
and
Bay,
Warrnambool.
all trying for
Get
the minor
second,
places.
yeah. But I'll tell you what, you're right, that South Maroubra crew, they remind me of the old South Maroubra crews back in the
great vets.
The
old
great vets.
Yeah,
they won so many titles.
Legends of the club.
Yeah.
And you see there now, these blokes got a way to go before they hit those milestones, Frank, but they're on their way. You see Bibbsy in the bow, they're ripping the side out of it. He's got legs like trees. And they're chasing a little run now. They're working hard on the top because here comes the field. North Cronulla's picked up a little runner behind them. You see that tuck lift up and the nose point down. But South Maroubra now just working out the finish line. You see the water sticky there. The boat's not going anywhere. Tide's going out and there's a wave up behind South Maroubra now. So he's going to have to hold it to keep it straight.
He's off.
He's lost it.
But he'll be right.
Moe's lost it.
Yeah, but he'll be right.
Re-entry. There we go. He saved it. Interesting technique there, but he's got him across the line, and then second, third, and fourth, it looks like Etty Bay, then North Cronulla, then Mermaid, is it, Frank? Or
no, Warrnambool.
Warrnambool, beg yours.
And then Mermaid.
There's Mermaid, yep. So some great racing there, and unofficial first place in that race, the South Maroubra Weapon Vets. Good start for the boys there from South Maroubra. So
still couldn't find out where Etty Bay is.
I think it's. I think someone was telling me potentially is it Darwin or up that way.
Oh yeah, it sounds Darwinish.
We should do some research and shout out to Etty Bay. They're probably tuning in, Frank, and they're horrified. So we won't be welcome back at Etty Bay if we don't get this right.
Oh, they're probably having a couple of tubes up there.
Is that
Darwin?
Couple of tubes. showing your age there,
a
Frank.
few VBs.
Ah, I see. The liquid type. Just wondering where you're going there. So,
No, a couple of VBs. They like them early in the morning up there.
So we look out now.
Oh, Cleaver Oars. There we go.
Trying to pick up who this next race is.
Was that Browley there? Is it Avalon Beach are in it? Queenscliff.
Yeah, there's
Bateman's Bay.
Avalon Beach.
Altona.
These girls might have... Oh, this is a hot race. Watch this. That's the Banshees there. You can see Bateman's Bay, Neil Innes and his team.
Yeah.
They're hot in veterans.
I was going to say...
They're also hot in reserve
reserves,
when they're flying. But if you look in Alley 6, the Queenscliff boat, Reality Queens with Shero, they're also travelling real well. These Avalon girls, a bunch of them did the George Bass, and they did a great job, so they'll be fit, ready to go. Then Altona coming in, and up this end it looks like we've got Boring Allura's boat. Mullaloo. That's my man, Stu.
Mullaloo.
That's Stewie. Also did the George Bass with me in the Mullaloo boat. We were actually entered as Mullaloo. Shout out to the Mullaloo team. So,
well, he'll enjoy these conditions.
Look at the size of the big man.
He'll enjoy these conditions.
He pulled the side out of it down at the Bass. He's a good rower, top bloke. He's a serious competitor, and he's borrowed the boat of Wilco, so it knows its way around the course. Might have an auto steer in that one. Told me he's a handy sweep, so now we'll be able to see how it's going.
Browley.
And we'll call this race, and then I might do a little swap over with our very special Edwina from the ASRL. She's doing everything this weekend. Rowing, commentating, running the show.
And Gary Pettigrove sitting on the Browley boat.
So that was Browley, yep. Again, a lot of those crews have done the George Bass. It's such a beautiful coastline, and the gun goes off in the background, or the hoodah, and there's Stewie's Mullaloo team just negotiating the start. He's in a few crews in the southern end getting hit. The Banshees, though, they're not going to muck around. You watch this, Frank. You watch the Banshees in Alley 4.
They're gone.
And then watch Queenscliff in Alley 6. And these other crews aren't going to know what's hit them. I'm just going to say it early in the piece. If anybody's staying with the Banshees in this division today, other than maybe Queensy, then I'll be surprised. But we don't know who and who's been training.
No, certainly, you're right, Bateman's Bay.
Look at this power, Frank. Look at that.
Yeah, 3 lengths.
2 weeks ago, we had the New South Wales Metropolitan and Country Championships co-hosted at Yamina. So we raced the city races, then the country races separately.
Yeah.
And then they had the inter-branch series. Over the course of that weekend in Masters and inter-branch and all of it, I think Bateman's Bay did 12 races on the Saturday and Sunday. Drove up from Bateman's, drove back to Bateman's, and were back in the gym on Monday morning.
But you just
they're
watch
fed income this year.
They're obviously all from the river because they don't look at their oars.
Nah, they're not from the river.
Well, they don't look at their oars.
Well, that's their style, but they know how to do it, and Neil's a good coach.
Oh,
so
yeah, absolutely.
They're definitely, it may work for them, steadiness, but they're so in sync that, they know where the water is. If you keep the boat well balanced, the water will be there for you. That's what the rowers, you've got to appreciate. A balanced boat, you'll feel the water there every stroke. If it's out of balance, that's when the sweep and the crew feels wobbly. But see Neil, look how steady he is there now, going into that red can. Thank goodness he's turned it. He's got it. He had a gate can incident a few weeks ago. I can probably give him a little roast there. He doesn't happen often. You see Altona now going into the turn. So you see the difference between a right-handed and a left-handed sweep, Frank. They have to pull up on it as a right-hander, and as a lefty, we get to push on it. But look at Bateman's and look at Queenscliff. 2 great crews now head-to-head. Don't discount the Queenscliff girls. I probably should have kept them in the conversation because up at Alley 6, they're really pushing hard. You see Avalon there behind, a couple of lengths behind the Bateman's crew. Look at Neil, the Banshees.
Yep.
They're such a well-organised crew. They know each other. They love each other. They're top mates, Tracy and the girls. But going through the gate cans is Shero and the Queensy girls.
They're pushing
and it's
them.
race on. So as we thought, these 2 favoured crews also flying in the reserve grade division. Shero looking around, looking for a run. Little something there for Neil on the back. Bateman's boat's picked up out of shot. Shero's trying to milk something. You can see a little wave.
Bit of a
forming
swell coming
behind
behind. Bit of a swell behind Avalon. Behind Queensy.
It might be behind both of them as the tide starts to hollow out, Frank. Here it is.
Nah.
Queensy needs it. It's going to fill up. They're on the top. It's going to fill up for both of them. The rowing's not done yet. They've both got a little shove out of it. Bateman's probably the better, still on the top of it now. They've taken a length. But as we look down, Neil's looking from behind. You see a wave forming in the background. The waves, there's the Banshees now, and the Queensy crew's on a wave, and they might get him on the line, Frank. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Neil's saying he's grounded.
He would be absolutely jacked with that one.
We'll have to wait for the officials because Neil said he's grounded, and in the rules of surf boats, if you do ground, you are deemed finish.
Well,
but we'll leave that to the judges, and I'll call Edwina in. I'll have a little break, Frank, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't you worry, Frank.
I won't miss you.
Yeah, you will. So well done there to Queenscliff and to Bateman's.
Okay.
And all those girls, and there's, you see now, here comes Stewie, big Stew, the red leader. Cool as a cucumber. Pull it up, son. There he is. Well handled, girls. And well done to Mullaloo there, Stewie and his girls. Great racing. All right. I'll just have a ciggy and feed, Frank.
Right, we got the 180 years female surf boats. So we have hello, my co-commentator is just about to join us. It's Edwina, all the way from Queensland. So I've had a New South Wales one beforehand, now I've got a Queenslander. So she's just getting herself organised. Obviously, being young, she's looking at her phone first. Innisvale, Queensland, Etty Bay. Wow. Got a start coming up. Here we go, 4 boats in this. Don't ask me who they are. One's got cleaver oars. Cleaver oars with one. Yep. Hello, Edwina.
Hello, how are you, Frank? It's
Good.
been a long time no see, hasn't it?
Yes, it has been. Here they go. They're off and racing, and we've got a boat in Alley 1, a boat in Alley 2, a boat in Alley 3, and a boat in Alley 4. Have you got the names?
Okay, so we're up to 240s
Yep.
mixed masters here, so let's have a quick look. We're at round 2. We've got Alexandra Headlands in Alley 1,
Right.
Kempsey Crescent Head in Alley 2, North Stain Gold, Old Gold in Alley 3, and South Kelkel White Bread in Alley 4.
Wow, and Alexander Headland's using cleavers.
North Stain in 1.
North Stain in 1.
Alex in 2. South Curly
Yeah.
in 3.
Yeah, that's better.
And the other one's in 4.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
That makes more sense. There's no way that Steve would have cleavers.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're up to round 1. I'm ahead of myself. I'm just jumping in.
That's
Jumping
all
the
right.
gun. That's okay. So that's Alexandra Headlands here on screen now.
Yep. Alex there. And as I said, North Stain there with the cleaver oars. And then Alley 3 has got out.
Yeah.
South Curly are certainly working out through there. This is the mixed surf boat race.
Yeah, it's looking good though, aren't they? It's a nice warm-up for the boys as well, especially if they go on to row masters too. I mean, reserve grade tomorrow.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll be able to see a bit more surf and we're not stuck here for the whole weekend.
Yeah. When you say mixed, I don't see many mixtures.
Well, I think it's just a category. It doesn't necessarily mean that women have jumped into it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No.
No worries, Frank. I'm here to help.
Sorry, but yeah, okay. Just row. Doesn't matter who you are, just row, isn't it?
Yep, exactly.
That's exactly right. But, here we go into the town, and we've certainly got the crew from
South Curly first.
South Curly. Well, yeah, South Curly were first.
North Stain in the black boats.
It's North Stain, and then we've got Alex is coming fourth, but the North Stain were coming through second, and the boat over the other side, which is...
yeah, so that one's Kempsey Crescent Head there on the
Kempsey, right.
Yep.
Oh, they're a local. They're a local.
Yeah, so it's pretty tight here between North Stain and South Curl. South Curly with just on a bit of a runner and dropping off the back. Something here building now for North Stain. Alex just won't get much out of this push, but it's all between... Oh, there's a crab in the bow for North Stain for the old gold.
Oh, yeah.
That's no good. What's going on? South Curly are going to take the lead here, and that's them on screen.
Done a layback Sally.
Yep. There's your mixed.
Hey?
There's your mixed.
That's right.
So looking like South Curly just going to
South
come in
Curly,
here
yeah.
pretty easily now. They're well ahead. But Kempsey Crescent Head are out on the far left of the screen, as you can see. And North Stain, they have a fair bit to round back. It seems like Alex is even ahead of them at this stage. But here we go, South Curly building onto this little runner here. Let's see if they can take it all the way to the beach. It's a nice runner picking up here.
Yep, they've got it easily. Kempsey second, and I tell you what, very tight. I'll give credit to the North Stain crew. They got back into it, so they're still.
Yeah, well, they're back ahead of Alex as well, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm just looking at the finish line there because it's a bit confusing with the finishing.
Oh wow, it looks like a drag race,
See
doesn't it?
that?
Alex has something a bit more underneath them in comparison to North Stain.
I think if you look on the screen, you'll see up on the far right, you'll see the stand, and I think that's where the finishing line, the flag on the left here, I don't think it comes into the equation.
No, it should do.
Oh, well, the angle of it does, but it's sort of when they go past them on that stand, because they've only got one judging stand today.
Yes, well, we do actually have the camera up on the pier as well. So there still is that direct line, of course, and then if there's any tight racing, we can compare against something, which is handy.
And you're rowing for Allura this year again?
I am. Yes, I am. It's a full season this time, not just a stand.
How often do you train with them?
We're training about once a month in the boat, either training or competing. So, yes.
Yep. That's good and going well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we won last weekend at our branch titles, so that was nice. It wasn't a big turnout, but, you know, you can only race who turns up. And
this is true. Where was it at?
It was at Wanda.
How's it Wanda next year, isn't it, for the ASRL? Isn't it?
Unconfirmed, but yes. Handy? Helpful?
Well, everyone's booked.
So here we go. There are our results on screen. South Curly came first. Kempsey Crescent Head came second. Alexandra Headlands came third. And North Stain came fourth.
Yeah. That's all going well here. I've got to say, you know, you've moved across this and you've been, you know, I mean, you just got down today. But it's the organisation to get one of the very few sports that can change over within 2 hours and set up on another beach.
Yeah, totally. It comes down to your work party, though, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We've had some good ones and we've had some interesting ones, haven't we?
Very interesting ones.
Very interesting. Yes, let's leave it there. Okay, so we're up to our 260s now. So in Alley 1, that on screen here, it's Woolgoolga. Long strokers. In Alley 2 we have City of Perth Phantoms, and they're going to be in the Allura boat. In Alley 3, Karawa Old Boys. In Alley 4 we have Tugun Team A.
Well, in that city boat we got them wonderful people from the 100-year City of Perth cruise this year. 100 years the club's been going for.
Oh, I thought you were talking about for the rowers for a second.
Probably a couple of them about that too.
Yeah, right.
But it's great to see them here. They come all the way. They loved it at Lawn last year, and they said we're going to go to the ASRL. They won't go to the Aussies. They said we'll just do the ASRL. We have so much more fun and so much better racing.
Yeah.
So they get over here, and they did the George Bass this year as well. So they've been a fantastic crew. They're rowing pretty well out there at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But here on screen, that was Tugun that we were just watching. And it looks like Woolgoolga is leading the charge here on the right of screen in Alley 1. City of Perth looks like it's pretty close between them and Karawa. This is Tugun back on screen. Bear is their sweep. They've been going pretty well. They haven't turned up to too many carnivals this season. I think we've had some interesting conditions for them, but it's nice to still make the trip down here, and we do what we can to ensure that racing still occurs, don't we?
Is Tugun looking all right for the Aussies?
Yeah, I think so. Yep, absolutely. It'll be good fun. We haven't been there for a fair few years, so it'll be nice to head back.
Well, it's better than North Kira, I can assure you that.
We'll leave that to the
Yeah, I know.
board and ski, eh?
No,
Don't
yeah.
tell them. Shh.
They should be there all the time.
Okay, so Woolgoolga is here, leading the charge. On the left of screen, we also have Karawa on the right. And that's still Tugan back on screen here, looking nice and controlled as we come into the turning cans.
Yep, they're in control of it. The City boys will have to do a bit more work.
So they're coming into their turn here now. There's a wide shot. That's Woolgoolga coming out first. Karawa coming out along with City of Perth. City of Perth in Alley 2 and the Allura boat seem to have picked back up onto Karawa actually as we come out of the turn, making a nice little push out of that runner. Woolgoolga though.
Oh, they've had to stop out there. Have a look, nearly boat clash. Look at that.
Yes.
Oh, there's going to be protests there. There'll be a protest. Now that is an interesting point.
Yeah.
Because who do you reckon's in the wrong?
Well, I wasn't paying attention too closely.
Well, the boat's going out and boat's coming in. The
Yep.
boat going out clashes with them.
Yep.
Who's in the wrong?
The boat going out. Depending on which angle it is though too.
The gap between the two.
Yes, if one comes out too wide, it
That's
is an
right.
interference.
Exactly right. So you've got to be careful of that one. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out. But he protests the guy going out.
Yeah, Tugan did
Yep.
against Karawa. So here we go. City of Perth falling off the back of that runner. Woolgoolga are trying to push onto it here. Let's see what they can do, even having a look out the back. Whitey's praying for something here, anything at all to get them back across the line, but I'm sure they've got a plenty of lead as we come into the finish of this 260s race.
Went up to a Gulga today. It was quite a nice little place, but I'll tell you what, you wouldn't have run anything there. Good Lord, shocking. I mean, the conditions were just, it was a big wave.
Yeah, right.
There they go. Been around for a long time, those crews.
Very
Gulga
nice.
have been very good.
And nice control coming onto that one here too.
Phantoms are coming second. The City of Perth Phantoms. And the reason they're called the Phantoms, one of their sweeps from years ago, passed away some years ago, John Harbison, was a great bloke. He used to have a theory before a carnival, because I rode in his cruise too, that whatever you do, Frankie, he said, go to the Florida Hotel and have a few beers before the Saturday before the carnival.
Oh, okay.
Relax.
Yes, true. It does make a big difference, doesn't it? It's amazing what pressure can do to you under some circumstances.
He used to go relax. Harbo was one of those guys. In the early days when you could try and drive on your car coming home, right? He had an old V-dub. And he used to get in the pub there and we'd say, how are you getting home, Harbo? He said, I'm driving. I said, how do you do that? He said, I drive along the footpath without the lights on.
Oh, good. Yep.
He was just one of those guys. And then one day he said, I'm going to park my car. And he said, the police will pick you up if you got your keys in. So he threw his keys out of the car and the next day he couldn't find them. He was a character.
Oh, God.
A great bloke, but a great rower too in the great city cruise of the 60s.
Yep.
And unfortunately passed away over the years. But this crew have been sort of rowing under him and they call themselves the Phantoms.
Oh, I got you. That's nice.
You don't have stories like that, do you?
No, I'm not old.
In the days when you could do things that people...
That's a fair point, yes. When you could do things.
When you could do these, yeah.
Okay, I think we're going to be heading back to 200s now.
I'll let Phil take over for a little while and I'll come back.
Okay, we're coming back into 200s here. We've got Browley Surfers Mixed Grill in Alley 1, Currumbin Spartans in Alley 2, Helensburgh Stanmore Park in Alley 3, Metcal Cavemen in Alley 4, and South Kelkel Love Boat in Alley 5, and Avoca Beach Blue Pills in Alley 6.
Well, I can tell you a bit about these crews, Eddie. Definitely about the Currumbin Spartans. I was on tour with those guys at the George Bass. They had a good team called the Danger Men.
Yes.
And sadly, Big Sid is in the stroke. He's done an injury and some sort of wrist injury from repetitive use, I believe. But they've called in none other than the great Anthony O'Toole.
Okay.
Tooley's brought them down into the 200. You see there's the start list.
Yes.
Browley in 1, Currumbin in 2, Helensburgh 3, Metropolitan Caloundra 4, South Kilkeel Love Boat 5, and the Blue Pills in 6. And the Blue Pills are a former A crew.
Yes.
The South Kilkeel Love Boat, swept by Zulu there, also good friends of us. So this is going to be some hot racing, I think, Eddie.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll let you lead the charge since you're much more aware of who's who in the zoo in this race.
Well, yeah, the Browley boys, they were down at the Bass. You see on screen now the official results. Woolgoolga there in first. Our men, the City of Perth Phantoms. 3 life members I know of that team in there. They got second, Karawa in third, and Tugan in fourth. But yeah, back up now on live heats, and there we go. Sorry, on the wrong thing. There we go. Thanks, Eddie.
No worries.
We'd be nowhere without you, Eddie.
Oh, you're too kind.
You do a great job, time and time again, making everyone look good, saving the day. But yeah, so the South Avoca in alley 6, the far side of our screen, you see the start, the finish line there. Some helpers moving that tower. See the little orange piece on the top is a camera. On these finish lines, we have the camera finish, and this racing does get that tight that the camera's called upon, and it's been great for the sport because it takes the undisputed decisions out of it. It's black and white. It's there in film, and sadly it can be only a matter of millimetres, centimetres, inches, whichever measure you like to use. But yeah, let's see what happens later in the day as this tide goes out. As you can see, one side of this course is framed by a long jetty, the Coffs Harbour jetty. On the left-hand side, as we look out to sea, the northern side, and there's a finish line tower on that. So they're using the jetty as one point. In the northern end as the finish line, I can see the towers. It's out of shot, but I can see the tower and the camera on one side, and they line that up with the far tower on the other side to create the most even line. I know that I just seen your sweep up here before, Mr. Wilco, and he was talking about the course and looking at the course on the telly, and just, you know, we want this course to be dead even.
Yeah, it needs to be when it's in conditions like this.
Yeah, and crews come from so far away. It's national titles.
Yep.
We've done a great job to get us on the beach. Natasha and the team from ASRL, all you guys working hard the last several days or weeks and weeks in advance. Maybe
Months.
12 months, yeah, I was going to say. As soon as we pack up here, we'll be getting ready for the next one.
Yes.
But we're grateful for that, and this event truly is one of, if not the best surf boat event for boaties, run by boaties in our sport. So moving on to the line now. So I reckon keep an eye on the Spartans in alley 2, keep an eye on the Avoca Blue Pills in alley 6, and we'll see about the others as they head out to see how they're placed. But if they're anywhere near the Spartans or the Blue Pills, I can expect a real fast race.
We have 2 heats as well for the 200s.
Yeah, I was told earlier by our Chief Marshal, I forget his official title, Mr. Dave Hargraves. He gave me the order of events, and basically it's the 200 years into the 220s, the 160 and 200 years combined female, the 160 years male, the 180 years male, the 180 years female, the 240 mixed, and the 260 mixed. We do that 3 times, and all divisions will be racing off point score except for 2. We're going to have 2 finals, and that is this division, the 200s and the 220 years. So both of those age brackets are well populated. They're all the old blokes that just can't give up rowing from the same era. And there's a lot of good friends across that. But we see now as we're off there, we're with the Browley team, making the most of it out to sea. It looks like it's a pretty sticky low tide now going across that shallow water to get going.
Yeah, it does look heavy, doesn't it?
It does, coming in and out. So you've got to be wary of that because the race's not done. But looking out to sea off the beach, there's the shot from the cans, from the jetty, the far shot. It looked like Browley, Currumbin,
and Avoca
doing well. Maybe just off the pace there would be the Helensburgh team, the Metropolitan Caloundra team, potentially the Love Boat. So there he is. Look at the great Anthony O'Toole. Look at my boys. There they are, the Spartans. Rich, Purse, Dwighty with Will on the back there. He's a great sweep too, so they're doing well. They do tell me he's not the most vocal sweep around. He's quite a quiet guy, top bloke, but
I think there's a lot of personalities that it's might as well let them talk.
To be fair, they're experts. It was great travelling with them for the over the week at the Bass, because it was all just boat stories and boat stories after boat stories. So looking out now, that's a good shot, and we see Browley doing a good job, setting a quicker tempo just than Currumbin.
I think Avoca might be leading the charge though.
Yeah, fair play down in alley 6.
This is Helensburgh here on screen as well as we come into the turning can. A little bit all over the shop at this stage.
You can see some of these crews do more training than others.
Or could be new as well.
Yeah,
new
exactly, and that's great for the sport.
Absolutely, that's all we want.
I don't know if the 200 years is where we should be cultivating our future rowers, but again,
well, they've got to start somewhere. They might row reserve grade.
They might have kids that then can row on.
Exactly.
So we'll pass it on. But yeah, wow, Voca's really shot out of that can, looking out to sea now. You see them; they're well out of shot. I think they're even out of screen on shot.
No, so they're on the far right there, along with South Curl just on the left.
Looking at, I think Avoca even further ahead. So just out of shot there. So that's second to fifth there.
Yep.
And it looks like the camera there's Avoca. Look, Eddie.
Wow.
What a dominate.
That's impressive,
huge.
isn't it?
Yep.
They must have had a nice runner out of the turning can.
They did a great turn, and then a run popped under, but they're a great crew too, as I said.
Absolutely.
Several A-graders there, all the team, and swept by Matthew Mitchell, named the Blue Pills. I'm not sure which particular Blue Pills they're named after. If it was a Pfizer, maybe AstraZeneca.
Let's just leave it there, shall we?
Leave it to the medical professionals.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, no, they've shown a clean set of heels, and they're on a little runner now, and they've dropped off the rowing. There they are.
Wow, nice.
So they'll get a breather too. So it's a good confidence builder in the 200 years. To be fair, I talked up the Currumbin Spartans, but they've got their work cut out here on the finish line, because the South Curly Love Boat and Browley are right there at the finish. And when we pick them up here on the finish line shot, see that's the backer screen. Alley 5 on the left, as we're looking at the screen, to alley 1 on your right. And looking down now as they cross the finish line, we're just going to miss out on the wide shots. So
that's JP rowing here as well. I mean, sweeping here.
Yeah, nice.
Female sweep. She's actually had a few years off too.
Cool.
So it's nice to see her on the back of the boat again.
Fantastic in the new JDB design.
Yes.
As you were saying before, it's a new way of construction for Jason, and it's good to see his club and crew doing well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we see bringing up the field there is the Stanwell Park, Helensburgh, and they're going to eat a bit of sideways action there. And they're all survived, so I would live to tell the story. That wave will be about 6 foot by the end of the day, the one they lost on the line. Do you remember the wave at Coffs?
Yep.
Starting to hollow out now as the course continues to drop away with the tide.
Is it low tide at 1:30?
Yeah, it sounds about right. Well, let's pick it up and see where is the tide.
You can be our weatherman for today.
Yeah, I'll try. Bringing it to you live.
Through bomb.
Yeah, thanks to
because we all trust that, don't we?
Thanks to Willy Weather.
Yeah.
Well, they were right about the surf. There were some whispers about this carnival being potentially big a few weeks ago, and it's sure enough it has turned out that way. So we're racing at the backup beach today, and we'll assess the conditions as we go day by day. Got a lot of racing this weekend to get through, a lot of clubs coming from all over the country. Want to give everyone the best fair chance of racing.
Well, how many crews do you think we have? What's your guess?
My guess, I don't want to sell us short. Is there as many as Lorne?
Or more.
More?
Yeah.
Wow. So let's say 350. Is that about right?
352.
Oh, wow. Geez, I'm all right, eh?
Yeah, not bad.
I missed those two. There was two that pulled out on me. I'll find out who they are. No, what a great turn up then, Eddie. Again, testament to you guys. Here's the second heat, is it, of the 200s?
Sure is.
So in alley 1, we've got the Dicky Beach flashbacks. Bronte Argonauts in 2, good friends of mine. Altona Crash Test Dummies in 3. Soldiers Beach, 9 Volters in 4. The Coffs Harbour Train Wrecks, I think Scotty might be in that boat. They've done well in the past. And then in 5, we're looking at the Mooloolaba Freight Trains. So, 200 years, do the math, average age 50. Can be made up of older and younger as long as that number, the minimum age is 200. And there's a lot of pedigree across all of these boats from yesteryear. And they get to turn the screws up around now. They start training like the old days. And
Yep.
if they can get through the gym sessions and the rowing sessions without tearing muscles and ruining relationships, they really fit at the end of this season.
Yep.
That's the Bronte boys there with Beaver. You've got Peter Suzuki, Big Dan, Titus, and Jared in that Bronte boat, swept by Chris Beaver Pike. And I can tell you a story about Beaver. It's on this very beach.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 years ago or more, the Coffs Harbour Carnival was moved to this beach. And Beaver did a bit of a front forward base over apex, you will say, smashed his front face in and knocked his teeth out.
Oh.
Hence those front bucky teeth of his, the Beavers.
Oh.
He's had them replaced.
Wow.
There's a bit of interesting facts for you. So the Bronte boys there, they'll be quick. They're all 6 foot plus. You see them getting in, and they're away.
Here we go. That's Dicky Beach on the far left of screen having a pretty good run out. Looks like Floody is back and sweeping those boys as well.
He's a great sweep.
You haven't seen him around this season, so it's nice to see him back in action at the ASRL Open.
You see Soldiers Beach there, doing a good job next to them. Looks like the Coffs Harbour boys, potentially.
Yes, it sure is.
Altona in the middle. So, what a race. This is Heat 2 of the 200s. We'll have a final in this division. They're going to have 3 rounds and a point score to the final in the 200 years and the 220 years divisions. And then all other divisions will race 3 times for medals based on their point score. So every race counts.
Sure does.
For all of these. For points, it's critical you finish the course. For those that don't know the rules, you have to go turn your can in a clockwise direction and then come back through your coloured gate can with that gate can on your right-hand side. So that can cost you a whole race if you miss either of those. You're disqualified or have to go and right the wrong that you might have made, and that'll ruin your day because there's lengths and lengths you can't really catch up if you
exactly.
And we've seen it, and the camera doesn't lie, so
No.
we'll be watching. But you see now Dicky Beach, as you said, Floody on the back. He's setting the flashbacks. They're winding back the clock now.
Yeah, they're doing well too, as well as Bronte.
2 of the standouts, and up in alley 6, maybe Mooloolaba. Freight trains also. Here we go into the turning can. Nothing in it in alley 1 and 2 with Bronte and Dicky Beach, let me tell you. Alley 6 also around and up and out of it. So 3 crews in this race. Alley 6 got a really good turn and got a run out of that turn, pointing it to the corner. That's the Mooloolaba team in the blue boat. But up in alley 1, you got here Dicky Beach flashbacks and Bronte Argonauts.
There's some little runners coming in here too, but Bronte looks like
Look at Bronte now with the run.
Putting
Look at
some
the Argonauts. Are you familiar with the Argonaut, Eddie?
I'm not actually.
Greek mythology. Some of the great Greek ancient mythologists, the Argonauts. Not sure what they invented. Peter Suzuki was telling me about it, so it's bound to be weird. But we're back on track. Alley 6 is flying. The Mooloolaba boys there we go. They've really got it going. And you see they're using the cleaver oars, Eddie.
Yeah, it's becoming more popular, isn't it?
Yeah, well, definitely, if you ask the oarmen, the cleavers are better. If you ask the finance committee for the surf club,
absolutely not.
They're not that good.
Especially when you break one.
In surf, you're going to come across breaking those. So, again, doing well here, but you see runs down in alley 1 and 2 now for Bronte and for Dicky Beach. Mooloolaba also on top of a little bubble. They can pull down this and take the lead if they get over it, but they're not going to. And this is going to set up for a ding-dong finish, Eddie.
It sure is.
We need that camera on the finish line for this photo finish.
Yeah,
we need to see what's happening on the finish line on this main screen. Here we go. Up in alley 6, though. Coming from everywhere. Oh, wow.
They had nothing to go off in alley 6, didn't they?
Nah, they were rowing to the line. Bronte and Dicky Beach had the run of the swell. And we'll leave that one to the judges, Eddie. What a race.
Absolutely. Well, they've top 3, that's for sure, so I don't think they'll have any problem.
Points, as we say.
Exactly. Making it through to the final. That's what's important in this game.
And you've been, your crew's been going pretty good, Eddie?
Yeah,
been doing
not
a
too
bit this
badly.
year. You had a good season last year, Reserve Women, Allura, with the great Wilco.
Yeah, well, we only did, I only competed with them in Branch and Aussies.
Yeah, cool.
So that was a pretty quick
Did
get
you
together.
go down to the Branch this year?
I did.
Ah,
yeah.
sweet. Where are you living on?
In Queensland.
Queensland, yeah.
Yep.
I thought I had a long way to go from Maroubra to North Narrabeen for training, but no, you've done me there.
Yeah, but mine's not as frequent as
Queensland to Allura for a row. That's dedication, but you know, you're a great rower. Wilco attracts the best of the best, and I'm sure you guys will have a good weekend, and we wish you luck.
Thank you.
And we'll see what happens later in the day. Several of these reserve women crew are racing today. You see the Banshees and the Queenscliff girls doing a great job early in the day.
Oh, yeah, that's no surprise, though.
No.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, they'll be standout crews to watch this
know.
weekend in reserve women.
Okay, so we're moving on to the 220s
Oh,
Masters here.
Here we go.
You got some more to talk
Oh,
about.
there's your club. One
Yep.
of my good friends, though, as well.
We've got the Talabudgera Cab Savs in Alley 1, North Narrabeen Fogs in Alley 2, Point Leo in Alley 3, and Mollymook in Alley 4, and Evans Head in Alley 5.
Wow, good crews in this one. Cab Savs in 1. They won't be super happy with their first race. They'll want to get some more points. Crews in this division trying to squeeze through.
They got third last time, so...
Well, as long as they can keep doing that, they should make the final. They don't want to miss that
with some
final.
points. No, they are on final. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, this 200s and 220s, there's 2 heats of each. Will cut to a final.
Yep.
Just looking across the line. Talabudgera in the boat closest to us. There's the North Narrabeen Fogs, swept by Brendan Reid. A couple of great men in that boat, Gibby, Scrumpy, Wolf and Maxi. And they're fine specimens. They keep their tapered for later in the season.
Yeah.
This is probably like pre-season. They've been doing a bit of work, the Fogs. If they can get it in and stay in time off the beach, they generally don't lose too much, so we'll see. But they'll have their work cut out with Evans Head, Mollymook and Talabudgera in this one. You see the water's really shallow under the boats there now, nearly hitting the sand. There's the Talabudgera team in the back. I think you got the great Trax Robson, got the call up for the sweep of those boys. He was their sweep at the George Bass with the Danger Men. And they're a great crew. Look at these blokes there. You got Donald Cottrell, you got Sticks, Chapo and Chalk. There's the Australian team assistant manager at Stroke there. He got a run I seen on Facebook with the Bulleye boys. Wow. Yes. Talk about an experience. I don't know if they're probably the only crew that would push him out of the stroke seat. He's quite fanatical about sitting there. And he's doing a good job. Look at him. Picture of concentration. Powerful man, Don Cottrell. You see the big chook got his back behind him in the second bow seat. You see Sticks in the second stroke seat and Chapo in the bow. So they're probably just got a length or two now off this crew in Alley.
In Alley 1?
Alley 1, yeah. They're flying out to see the Savs. Look at them go.
Yeah, sure are. And here we go. We're going to have some results come up on screen. Down the bottom, Lullabar Freight Trains came first. Bronte Argonauts came second. Dicky Beach Flashbacks came third.
Wow,
so that was close.
a photo finish, yep.
Coffs with fourth place.
And
Altona
fifth.
And coming up with Soldiers Beach in sixth place.
So all those points for the previous race, they'll need to get through to the next final. There's another round to go after this, though. See Point Leo now, the 220s. The all-orange familiar caps to the Water Safety Department. South Narrabeen also sharing that club colour. You see them going into the turn now, but...
Quite wide, would you think?
Yeah, I think he's a little generous. And you see...
But it looks quite even across the field as they've come out. Talabudgera, I think, still leading the charge at this point, but Mollymook as well as Evans Head have picked up a fair bit here. Just on a bit of a runner. Talabudgera coming onto the runner now. Yep. Back onto Point Leo here. Not much to play with at this stage for them.
No, so looking out to see, again, Point Leo probably a length or two off the leaders. You got Talabudgera in 1, and Mollymook have really turned it up down there in Alley 5. And there, or Alley 3 or 4. You see across, we're looking at the Point Leo, but there's the field there. So as they're coming through the gate cans, it's Talabudgera and Mollymook there. Then to Evans Head. Then the Point Leo guys in the white boat going through the gate cans now. The North Narrabeen team dragging the chain with the work to do. But we're going back to the front of shot now. Cameraman is fascinated with Point Leo. So, yeah, we're watching them again. But he must work for the Bendigo Bank, the cameraman, trying to get a bit of sponsorship there. But, or be someone's family or brother. But I can tell you now that they're not in the feature, this team in orange, because we're looking for the Cab Savs. Now the Mollymook team popping into screen. The Savs there in the bottom on the left, coming through to the finish line.
Yeah, it's definitely tight between these two crews here, but I think Tallabudgera is going to get the better of it.
They got a little water under them there, Eddie.
They'll be happy with that one.
Over
They
the
needed to
top.
work.
Yeah, they were pushed all the way there. So great row from Tallabudgera. Mollymook unofficially in second. You got the Evans Head team there coming across in third. And then the cameraman's favourite, Point Leo, in fourth. And then the boys from North Narrabeen with Urkel now sweeping them. And yeah, they'll be better for this run. You see now waiting for a wave. There you go, boys. Have a rest. And that'll wrap that race up, Eddie. So moving right along.
Yeah, we've got Heat 2 coming on the line now. So we'll have Williamstown in Alley 1, Surfers Paradise Sea Dogs in Alley 2, Noosa Heads Emus in Alley 3, and North Cronulla Corros in Alley 4.
Yeah, the Corros, good crew, also at the George Bass. So these guys are animals for rowing.
Wow.
There'll be some extra fitness this year from this great race.
It would be so challenging, though, to go from such a long marathon-style race to this shorter.
Short course? Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing 15 to 20 minute stints
Yeah.
in the boat. You're on rolling seats, and you're probably not rating as high as you would out here.
Yes, no, of course.
So
I
it's
don't
just
think
that
some have
residual.
made that change yet, though.
A bit sleepy. Still in
think
marathon
so.
mode.
Yeah.
Good call, Eddie. Good call. Yeah, no, that's true. But I just think they'd be loving the extra lung capacity some of them might have gained from that race.
Yeah, good base.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Several crews did it for training. In the open division, it was won by South Curl. They shared the Death Riders and the Australian team, the
Wow.
South Curly Burley.
Wow.
And they had great racing against Maruya, the local team, who's got a stranglehold on that race.
Yep.
And they touched them up, Nathan Perry and the boys from South Curl.
Oh,
And
good
especially in a brand new boat built by Mr. Perry and his son Alan.
Yes.
And having a good time with the Perrys, especially Alan. He's flying at the moment, he's in everything. And he'll be racing in the New South Wales team later on. But looking there, Surfers Paradise, being a Queenslander, are they in special caps?
They
this
are.
a 100-year cap that
It
I was?
sure is.
Okay, I was on.
Yep.
Yep. It looks much like a North Cronulla style
It does,
cap.
doesn't it?
But
Yes.
it must be their original club colours. Oh, the Bowman stuck. There's the cameraman. And there's Williamstown now. All boats sort of not flying off the line bar the crew in Alley 2, which was the Surface boys who got a little crab.
Yeah,
You got
Noosa
North-
just getting caught here.
Yep, they're
Look at
going to
this
get
one.
whacked.
Wow.
And look, stopped.
Haven't seen anything like that all day, have we?
Well, the starter's done a pretty good job to avoid those, but if you do fumble to start,
Yep.
that's what can wait for you. So you got to get it going because that could cost you the race there, or the points at least. They had a good race, the Noosa boys, in the first one.
Okay.
So the points will count. They'll really want to get their skates on and maybe pick up a place if they can, but they're a fair way off it now. And it's Surfers Paradise setting the early tempo into a boat that would look much the same, and club caps that would look much the same across to North Cronulla. So when we swap cameras from that being there, the Surfers Paradise boat, to the North Cronulla boat on the other side, same club cap-ish, same colours, and then same boat design with the blue and yellow gunnelled stripes. So doing a great job, the Surfers Paradise team, and you can see at the back of that field, there's Williamstown now. Tim McFarlane.
You gotta love the board shorts, don't you?
Signature shorts for Timmy.
Yep.
Quite a, some of these sweeps set quite a fashion trend. Your sweep's known for it.
Yeah, that was not by choice in any aspect.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, he didn't set himself up there for a bit of fashion contract or something?
Well, I think you do as soon as you take on a junior girls crew.
Yeah.
I think you'll do anything to ensure they get on the water and enjoy what they're doing,
These days,
right?
yep, you got to sell it to them. But North Cronulla Coros coming out of that turn, Eddie, in 4, and they've shot out of the cannon around that turn. I think that end up there looks better to come out of the turn. It looks like there's a little bit more water moving. So taking advantage of that was North Cronulla. Back on screen, there's the Surfers Paradise crew. In the background, there's the Noosa team that got hit. And they're really struggling in this one. So it's a race in 2 for the major places. And you can see that's Surfers Paradise, but North Cronulla are well and truly ahead of this one. So Surfers Paradise
Getting
on a
good
huge
run on
run,
it,
though.
though.
Wow. Yeah, good call.
Yep.
As
Made
it,
up a lot of ground.
Yeah, as it came, though, for the Surface, then it's North Cronulla's turn to take it.
Yep. And
So-
here we go in the background as well. We actually have Noosa on a bit of a runner, not getting the most out of it. But Williamstown, they're going to work it here.
So that's North Cronulla, you see. Very similar to that Surface Paradise boat and club cap. And there's the Coros going down at Sooty and the boys. Will they lift? Big Mick. Purd sweeping. Nah, falling off the back. And you can see now they're looking around for a little run. There's a tiny little bubble starting to hollow out for them. Will it be right on time? Has Purd styled up a beauty? Have they got enough juice in the tank?
I think they've got a plenty of lead.
Yeah, they're safely in that position, but they're going to probably row all the way to the line. Only slight little ripple there for them on the back of that wave you can see on screen. So North Cronulla Coros with that extra special turn. Great job for the boys there for first place unofficial.
And that Surface Paradise coming across the line as we speak.
Yep. Also, not a bad job for points. And we're looking at can Noosa make up a place here from Williamstown? Doesn't look like it to the naked eye out the screen. You see Williamstown on shot there.
Yeah, it just looks like Noosa's getting a bit stuck in some dead water here. Not much to play
Chasing
with.
runner, though, why you say that, Eddie?
Yes.
As you said that, you've jinxed Williamstown.
I
And
know.
Noosa's going to take it. They got sucked back Williamstown as that wave filled up. Couldn't go anywhere, and I reckon
That's gonna be
Noosa's
close.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. I reckon Noosa's saved themselves a point there with that hard start. They'll be happy if they've jagged the third. So well done to those. North Cronulla first, into Surface in second, and then away for the judges. So we're getting through this carnival. Looks like some good racing. You see, if you're just tuning in, we're on the backup beach down here at the Coffs Harbour at the Jetty Beach. Just around the corner from the marina, southern side of Park Beach. And that's due to some wild conditions at Park Beach with a big tide. Not much beach to work with, and the conditions look tricky out there today. So for safety, we've relocated. The ASRL team have done a great job. We'll shout out to our sponsors, the Navy. Eddie, we can't do it without our sponsors. The Navy's been a fantastic sponsor for us for many, many years now. So thank you to the Navy. I think we'll thank the Coffs Harbour Council
Yes,
for hosting us and having us as their guests this weekend. Please take your rubbish with you. And we would like to thank the Coffs Harbour Surf Club, all the team and work party from the Surf Club, and then Big Voice Media Group as well, putting us on air, getting us out into the World Wide Web, bringing surf boats to the people across this country. If you can't be here, we wish you were. If you're on your way, drive safe. Remember, all competitors were asked to be here for a start tomorrow, depending on conditions. So we'll see what happens. We've got interstate racing scheduled for tomorrow, followed by the reserve and under-23 divisions the second half of the day. Paul Macquarie boat on screen there now.
So you were right. Noosa just got
Wow.
Williamstown. Yep.
Yep. We'll never give up in surf boats. And at least there's something in this course for those crews. As he said, you see those big runs, the big shove that they were getting from the ocean. They made up several lengths there now. Check starter's happy with it. 200. Looking at that race. Disqualified there, Eddie, Williamstown.
Oh.
Disqualified Surface Paradise. Nah, that
No,
can't
that's
be
not
right.
right.
Something's happened on the screen, but again, it did look like, and the live feeds backed it up, that Noosa picked up the third. But looking out to sea now, we've got some The ladies, I think the Wombrel team is at the Wasabis. Is it a mixed, potentially a mixed division, this one? Let's see. Will be the 160/200 years female mixed. So looking out, looks like Dicky Beach in one.
Yep, so we've got Dicky Beach Dreamers in Alley 1, Wombrel in Alley 2, Port Macquarie in Alley 3, Metcalfe in Alley 4, Manly in Alley 5, and North Narrabeen in Alley 6.
There we go. So we seen last time on this heat, several of those are in the 160s, and Manly and North Narrabeen are in the 200s. So Alley 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the race against each other, and then it's a drag race, Manly versus North Narrabeen, the neighbours for the 200 years division. You can see they're on the southern side of the course, or the left-hand side of your screen as you're looking at it now, but Dicky Beach up in Alley 1.
They're a very strong crew too. They've been doing really well up in Queensland this season in reserve grade. So it'll be interesting to watch them this weekend.
Yes, definitely one to watch. And they'll go through their division probably without seeing Bateman's or without seeing Queenscliff. So reserve division's going to be hot, Eddie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. I'll have the chilies on the water for that one. I think, I don't know what we're going to do about a north and south area. Have we thought about that? Has that been discussed, or we don't know yet?
Well, we're going to be reassessing each time if we're going to be staying here or going back to Coffs Harbour.
Beach, yep.
Because, of course, we want to be able to race where we've scheduled to race.
Absolutely.
And have surf, of
Yep,
course. So, but it always comes down to safety in any aspect and to guarantee racing.
So look out on all your broadcast stations and channels about a decision perhaps later on or early in the morning. We'll get that to you where we can. So Dicky Beach there now. Don't know what's happening on that turn.
Yeah, just got a bit bogged there on the turn, but still doing quite well. They're not in the lead at this stage anymore, but definitely pushing second. And there's a bit of a runner coming underneath them now, as well as
looks like
Metcalfe Hammers. Yes. Yeah. So that's Dicky Beach, just getting the better of the runner though.
Yeah. You got to take chances. When the runner's there for you, you got to really take it, because the one you let go is the one you're not going to get back.
Exactly.
And here goes Caloundra. That's Dicky Beach, but Metropolitan and Caloundra chasing a big run there. You can see now those two going head to head.
So Metcalfe they're going to be rowing open women as well this weekend. So this is a good warm up for the ladies.
Wow. Well, if that's the case, then that Dicky Beach crew's doing an exceptional job. Being in reserve grade, maybe Dicky Beach could step up to A grade for us and go easy. But no, there's the Metcalfe girls with JDB himself checking his watch. He's a perfectionist, looking at the stroke rate or something like that, no doubt. Maybe looking at his GPS on how to get home with his compass. No, he goes all right, Jace.
He sure does.
Here goes Floody though in one. Look at them go, working hard. He's drilling them to the line. There's nothing coming. And there's just flat water in front of you, and as we approach the finish line, it gets shallow, it gets harder to row. And here goes Metropolitan, Caloundra and Dicky Beach pushing to this finish line.
It's going to be very close here on the line. I think Dicky Beach have the better of the runner, though. Metcalfe look like they're getting stuck in some solid water here.
Who's going to do it? It looks like this end, Eddie.
Dicky Beach, I reckon.
Over the top of that one, on the back of that swell.
And coming in for third place, it looks like it's going to be Port Macquarie as well.
Great racing from Port Macquarie for third. And there's Wombrel coming over the top of it, is it?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, not again. They're going to slew here. Yuck. Well, don't want to say too much. Potentially that Wombrel fella maybe could have held that one off the back instead of rowing over the top. But it is a national title. All points count. Everyone wants a medal.
Yep.
But I think the Port Macquarie boat would have maybe crossed the line first and intact. And there's Manly going across ahead of North Narrabeen in 200 years. So those two having a little ding-dong battle. But I think Manly's now, if it's official, Manly might have taken that out. They've won 2 out of the 3. So, yeah, we're working right through now. And it's looking at the 160 years male coming up.
Correct. So I'm going to pass over to Frank so I don't get in trouble.
Oh, thanks, Eddie. We'll come back soon.
Okay.
Appreciate your time, and we love your work. Thank you for helping. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to apologise. Frank's back. Frank's back. His microphone technique's awful. He's scratching around all over the place here. So, but great racing now. The 160s male. Thank you again to Edwina. She's got a lot of knowledge. She knows a lot of things that I don't. We make a great team. She knows some, I know some. Frank, good afternoon. What do you know, Frank?
Well, after all that conversation, obviously nothing.
Can you tell me about the red tracksuit, Frank?
The Puma red tracksuits.
Is that the one?
The City of Perth for 50 odd years had black with a red and white stripe down it, and I said we're changing the culture here, and I said we're going to buy red tracksuits. Wow. And the club went off their brain, and we got them.
We'll hear more about that. So there's the places from the last race. Dickey Beach in first, Matt Caloundra in second, Manly were third there, Wambarrel, Port Macquarie, and then North Narrabeen. So they're the places, a couple of those divisions against each other in the combined race. And yeah, we're into the 160 male now, Frank, and that's a hot race. Going to be a hot race for sure.
It's getting a bit warm out there.
We're looking at just getting the draw up on live heats now. But yeah, in Alley 1, I reckon we're going to have the Allura Great Men.
They're great men.
In Alley 2, we're going to have Kawana Waters.
Yep.
In Alley 3, Woolgoolga. And I think that that might do us. I think it was a 3-horse race from memory last
it was,
time.
and the great men and Woolgoolga were really pushing each other.
Yep. So, sorry, mate. Just breathing a bit heavy on me, Frank. The ladies out there, we'll leave that. So, yeah, there's Allura looking to the starters or the finish line up on the jetty. Tide's getting lower and lower, Frank.
How many Charlotte Breen boats has Wilco had? It's got X3, so that's 13.
X3, yeah. Well, they're a great sponsor if you can get 13 boats out of a company. That's a lot of wedge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They own a bit of property up there, don't they?
Not sure. I think they're a resource company out at Kernell, Breen Company.
Yeah.
Potentially, but I might have to do some more homework. Yes.
What?
Just getting reminded. Well, fashion's the thing, Frank, in surf boats these days. You see all the crews with their matching cozies and their team uniforms. Well, as we know the great man Grant Wilkinson, he's known as the Wilco Fancy Pants.
What's he wear nowadays?
Well, that doesn't look like his most fancy pair.
Nah.
His young girls stitched him up with some nice flowered numbers in the years gone by, and yeah, no, he's a great guy. He's a good sport.
Oh, yeah.
He puts on the fancy pants, and the crew name is the Fancy Pants. So they've got matching cozies to his fancy pants.
But hang on, flower things are in trend now. They're the trendy board shorts, don't you have any?
These were some sort of hibiscus, Frank. These weren't just your typical, like you're a rose man, I reckon, or maybe a hibiscus, or what's your flower? Daisies?
They're either green or they've got a little flower on top. You go, well, that's
you don't like
a bit of red
particular species?
Really?
Sunflowers?
Mate, in my house, I just cut them.
I don't reckon you've given them, hey? You're not a real romantic.
Hey. That is not true. Got a little Chinese shop up the road there. Very good price and very good quality roses and things like that. Come at the right time and you get them.
Who gets your roses, Frank?
What? My wife.
Oh, good.
Why wouldn't I?
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm just checking in. Shout out to Frank's wife. She deserves 10 medals.
She won't be watching, I can assure you.
That is a tricky job to be the wife of Mr. Veltman. Fair dinkum. For all these years too.
Yeah, 51.
Come on, Frank. What about a vow renewal? We could get one done.
A what?
A vow renewal.
Don't be stupid.
Yes, Frank. You know, I'm a wedding celebrant. We could do something special. You could have all your mates there on the beach. Celebrate your great wife.
How much do you charge?
Well, how much does she charge? It's more about, you know, like you can get another Bucks party, though, if you do the vow renewal.
Oh, mate, I would never be allowed to have another Bucks party after
That's
my
official.
one. Mate, you don't know what happened in the 70s when we had Bucks shows.
shout out. We got our friend
Yep.
Aaron. Aaron, nice
Oh.
to see you, mate. Thanks, guys. Standing right in the way, Mr. Tannehill. Hey, just while we're on air, the ASRL merch is available, and it's got everybody's name on there. And I looked earlier, Mr. Tannehill, and my name's just above yours, dead set like that. It's pretty cool. So get your merch, get into it.
How are you, Aaron?
I'm going all right, loving the location, getting ready for a big day tomorrow.
Is it as good as Lawn?
As we see now, Kawana really struggling now. We're in the 160, so it's back on screen. It's going to be Allura, Great Men, and Woolgoolga, nearly 1 and 3. Kawana really butchered that start, and they had their work cut out as it was in the last race, so it's going to have to really step it up. But yeah, Allura in Alley 1, Woolgoolga there on screen in Alley 3. Doing a good job, the boys, sending it on and running well. Both of those boats in Alley 1 and 3, the DKG model. So, yeah, it looks to be maybe Allura ahead of Woolgoolga. And you can see, Frank, those runners on the screen, the ripples in the water moving, so there's lumps and bumps out there.
Well, every now and then you can see a little bit of swell line coming out through the back of the pier, or the groin out the back there, and yeah, so they get a few little runners coming out. But obviously, you have a look at the style
There's
of
a
these
good one.
blokes, nice and long.
Yep.
Look at that, just swinging it along.
Yep.
Wilco be very patient with them. He's just, you know, and they're such a good crew. Look at the way they just bang, send.
Yep. They'd just be saving a few gears if they needed them. These guys, they're in a pretty comfortable position.
Well, they've got 3 rounds, haven't they? If they win this one, they only got to pull a second in the next one, and they've won a gold medal.
Yes, well, that's what they came here to do. So, see now, Allura turning first. Healthy lead now going up into Woolgoolga on Alley 3 now turning.
Now, just something, did you notice in that turn, in
Here's
the
the
old
run,
days...
Frank. Look at this run, Frank. Look
Yep.
at this straight for Allura out of the cans.
Yeah, but did you notice in the turn, in the old days, the 2-man would get over and chock the boat? They don't now.
Yeah, there's still a science for it.
Yeah.
Some of the like I get out my second bow to dig in, but I'm a left-hander.
Yeah, well,
There's
yeah.
a bit going on different sweeps, different sides on the turn.
Yeah, it's interesting.
As long as it comes around and it's nice and level,
Well, that's the whole thing. You just got to keep the boat level, don't you?
got to try. But it can be hard out the back sometimes. That's where the water's up and down, left and right.
Yeah, you got to read
And
it.
if you're really coming into the turning can fast, comes up on you quick as a sweep. But
Have a look at it
Allura
now. Have a look at
put
it.
the foot down now. Little runner there, stretching out this lead. You can see them coming straight at us. That bow looks so steady, pushing out a nice bow wave. And the Prince of Piha, Wilco, there's the Woolgoolga boys, the Whoopie boys, chasing a little run now. They're not going to give up. But I just think it's a job to... Here goes Wilco. Just out of shot now. He's coming on the back of that one you see there. Pulling over the front of it. Will he pull down it? He's on the top of it. Will he get down it? The boys, they've got 2 strokes to go. No, just falling off it. But that'll just
Cruise over.
ease them to the finish line. And you can see there now, Allura in first place. Might be 2 first for them. Woolgoolga into second. That possibly is 2 seconds for those guys. And I think they're celebrating even though there may be a race to go, because I think they know if they can get the course finished in the next race, they'll be hard to beat as long as they finish and get points. And there's Altona now.
No.
Sorry, Kawana.
Kawana.
Beg your pardon, I miscalled them. But Kawana, they had trouble at the start.
Yeah, they had a few troubles today. Anyway.
Yeah, so next racing to hit the water is going to be the 180 years male. We look out to the 180 years male category. As the wind starts picking up here. 180 years male. Let's have a look at this. Boys from Warrnambool in 2, that's for sure. Here we go.
Oh, that's
So
that's the
Etty
great.
Bay, Frank. Etty Bay in Alley 1.
Etty Bay.
It's near Innisfail.
Innisfail.
So Queenslanders. Warrnambool in 2. North Cronulla, Braddo's in 3. Braddo's zeros. Mermaid Beach Ray Guns. Oh, I knew there had to be a ray gun out here somewhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to our great Olympian, the ray gun. She's done her country proud there for breakdancing. And
Are you kidding me?
you been to the Olympics?
Based on that, I don't want to go.
She got the tracksuit and the weapon vets in 5. So, weapon vets, my friends, the boys in Alley 5. Let's see how they go, and they get off the beach all pretty even now. Alley 1's got a good start. That is Etty Beach. There's Warrnambool in 2. You got North Cronulla in 3, Mermaid in 4, South Maroubra in Alley 5.
Yeah.
So you see there's the Warrnambool boys. And in
Black
Warrnambool
Oars.
you've got Gary Askew, Lee Kane, Tobias Pettigrew and Xavier Thornton.
Been around for years.
So, doing well, heading out to sea. You can hear the northeast wind starting to pick up in the background in the microphone. And it's a great day of racing at the moment, Frank. All pretty even. The top crews are here. Some real competitive action in some of these divisions.
Yeah, there is, but you can see the difference when the good crews really come to the fore. They really step it out a bit. This is a bit of a closer race all round.
There's the Warrnambool boys again. Some of these crews would have been hoping to be in the surf because that can sort it out. There's
only Mermaid out of this one at the moment.
You just sort of, in the surf it's a bit more, you're in the surf's hands rather than the rowing, but out here it looks to be pretty much rowing. There's a bit of technical stuff out there, chasing runners and getting off this shallow edge, but yeah, they've really turned it up in this heat. That looks like to be the, is that Etty Beach? The Innisfail boys.
They got one of the new boats that you're talking about.
Yeah, I dare say they're borrowing the exact same boat, that JDB new model, but it's not. South Maroubra in 5, turned around and out of there again. The boys, the weapon vets, and they're going to try and stamp their authority onto this one.
They have.
If they win this one, they'll also be hard to beat. They'll pretty much get the gold, and look at them go. The weapon vets, Ryan Ellie, Brad Dunn, John Panisi, and Mr. Mark Arbib and Mark Inglemo at the back of that boat. He'll be screaming at him. He's just got to worry about his gate can now. He's got one job to do to get them through this. You see them now in time, long, strong there, and just getting it done. That nose is nice and flat. There's Moe steering him. There's a run coming. Ryan Early, good stroke. Shortening up now, though. They're out of puff, the boys up in Alley 5. And you see down here, you've got North Cronulla and Etty Beach coming at them and Warrnambool. So they've got a handsome lead, but they're going to need some work, South Maroubra. They're going to need a wave to put this one to bed. And you see now, there they are, searching for a run, looking around. North Cronulla coming back at them, hoping for a little wave. Moe looking around, looking for a wave, looking for his competitor. The weapon vets now lifting themselves into Australian glory potentially. In the 180 years, there will be no final, and this is their second win. Get over it, boys. Oop, Moe, is he handled? Oh, he's just lost another one. I won't shout out, that's 2 from 2 for the coach, but he's held him to the finish line. Into second, North Cronulla. And then it's a dogfight now. You got Etty Beach in the JDB boat coming over the top of Warrnambool on the finish line. Where's the finish line? Warrnambool searching for it. The JDB boat. No. Are you sure, Frank?
Yeah. See the line. You see the line.
Well, that was a close finish, but I think the weapon vets, my boys South Maroubra, done a good job there. And there's the Mermaid crew bringing up the field. So we'll wait for the unofficial results, but I think the weapon vets have done it again for 2 from 2.
Yeah, you got an ex-politician in there.
Yeah.
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 Mark Arbib.
Yeah, we'll leave that there.
I've heard the name, that's all.
That's all right. He's a humble man. He likes to stay under the radar. So no, moving right along.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No, there's things you don't know, Frank.
Well.
Yeah, here we go. This is back to the reserve women. Bateman's Bay Banshees.
They'll win.
Well, Queenscliff thought about?
Bateman's will just put the foot down now. They'll have to. They'll just say this is for a gold medal.
Wow. Is that the commentator's curse? There's the Queen's.
You know that one. You know that one.
Yeah. Make sure you don't pass that on to me this weekend, please, Frank.
It's just
North Narrabeen Chili's. Give us some luck. Yeah, there's the Queenscliff girls. See there the results on screen. South Maroubra Weapon Vets in first. North Cronulla Braddo Zeros in second. Warrnambool held on in third from Etty Bay in that new JGB surfboat. It looks like a real fast machine made by Mr. Jason Bean. And then it was... I
think he's trying to get a cheap boat out of you, mate.
I'm all right for boats. But we like all the boat builders to do well, and we like all the boat moulds to be winning, because it's what everyone wants to see, all different.
I still love you, Nathan.
Nathan's my boy. I love all of the boat builders, but Mr. Perry sits at the top of the queue well and truly.
Oh, look at
that
that,
goes without saying.
Have a look at that
I
one,
love
mate.
Jason's my number one commentary guy, but he's definitely not my boat builder at the moment.
Depends how much money.
He'll have to drop his price. Good work. So, as we see now, there's the Banshees on screen.
Yep.
And they're going to be pushed all the way by the Queenscliff Reality Queens. In this race, you've got Mullaloo in the southern end, and you've got, it looks like an Altona boat and potentially a Mooloolaba boat, but the Bateman's Bay Banshees in the 180 female.
Yeah, they're entrenched, but the
Queensy, mate, don't discount Queensy. They've been training hard. Yep, the girls have been training hard, and these two crews have raced each other for the last few years, side by side by side.
Is that the Queensy crew that I think won a hot title a couple of years ago? Down here, an ASRL Open?
In reserve women?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say so.
Have a look at them go. They're going
bar
really
one or
well.
two changes. But
they're going well.
That's Shero there holding his own against the Banshees. Steady at the front of the boat, and you see good timing from the girls in Queenscliff. Made up there by Nikki, Chrissy, Robin and Sophie. Christina there, Lasso. She's tall. They're a great bunch of girls. Shero's the top bloke. So they're a good crew. And you see there now pointing it into this turning can. We'll get a better idea because Bateman's Bay are in alley 3.
They're going in.
And it's not much in it. There's nothing in it, Frank.
No, there's nothing at all, but
who's going to come out first?
Oh, I tell you what, Bateman's caught up a bit on that turn. It was a bit slow, the old Queensy. So that gives them a chance, but Queensy's now coming back at them. Getting a little runner at the back here. Here you go. See if they can milk anything out of this. But look at the Banshees.
Yep.
Look at them go.
Both crews now searching for that same piece of water. Nose is pushing down hard. The Banshees have stepped the rate up. Look at that boat flow. Wow, these girls are in time. See there now, oars up and down. And there's nothing in it, Frank.
No.
Look at this coming through the gate cans. Maybe half a length to the Banshees. Going through now is Queenscliff.
Wow, they got onto that run. Look at that. They're milking it. The bow of Bateman's Bay was up then.
Now let's see which way the run's going to work out for these crews. There's Neil and the Banshees in the boat named after him. The Mr. Neil Innes. He's the nicest man in boats.
Hey,
you see there. Shout out to Queenscliff.
There we go. Coming close to the beach now. About 10 or 15 strokes to go.
Yes, and then you can
Queenscliff.
see little run around the Queenscliff now. There's the Bateman's Bay on screen. Queenscliff coming at them over the top. Will Bateman's pull down the front of this one?
Yes,
I think they will.
They got it.
Great rowing from the Banshees. And they're going to take first place in this one to the Queenscliff crew. And then it's going to be to Avalon, Altona and Mullaloo. All unofficial. But while I've got a little break here, Frank, I want to shout out to a very good friend of the surf boats. Had a serious accident recently and he's recovering in hospital. Mr. Steve Swain. Yap Swain.
Oh.
Yeah, we're thinking of you. Had a bad accident and we know that...
Sorry, what way bad accident?
You know that... we know you're not travelling so well, but we're with you, mate, and I hope you're doing well. We're thinking of you and your family. and wish you a speedy recovery.
Yeah, I wish Steve all the best, mate. I hope
Yep.
you're looking at this, and
You'll be
a
watching.
wonderful man.
Yeah, top bloke. He was at the George Bass as well with the Kiama team, and he's been a stalwart of surf boats for decades and decades. Yap.
Oh, man.
And we're wishing you a speedy recovery, mate. So into the 240 years now, the veterans know a bit about this. You've got Alexandra Headlands in one.
Yep.
And then you've got...
The City of Perth will be there.
Yeah, City of Perth. No, they're 260s, I think, Frankie.
Oh, that's right. They're older.
They're Phantoms. Just getting up the draw now.
Phantoms.
Yep.
Yeah, this... Here we go. This is...
240s. And there are...
Is it Browley in it?
Yeah, it could be Browley. That's Alexander Headland. You're going to have South Curl getting smashed off the beach. That's the Alex boys, but the South Curly boys...
They won the last one.
Mate, they are the white bread. And as I joked, there's a piece of bread in there that's probably the most freshest in the loaf, and that's big Trent Rogers. And he rose in the South Curl A-grade Death Riders. And he's an A-grade man. He's the youngest in the South Curly crew, and he is the fresh piece of white bread there. There's a few crusty old pieces at the end there. Those white breads have been around for a while. Bit of staleness going to them. Probably a bit of mould on some of them. But Trent T-Bone Rogers, he's a specimen. He's like the most perfect piece of bread you've found.
Geez, you've got so many perfect people in New South Wales, haven't you?
Yeah.
Hey?
I give a few compliments too. It doesn't hurt to be nice, Frank.
Oh, I was going to say.
Hey, that's why I guess we do it different. You be you and I'll be me.
Yeah, God.
Give people a chance, Frank. Such a cynic. Here we go. Anyway, it's good to be on air. Back with me, old mate. And there's...
Well, all we need is Drew Howell here.
Sorry, say that again.
Drew Howell.
Oh, yeah. Where is Drew? Shout out to Drew.
Well, he's building
he's
building a big house, and I mean, he's been really busy with his father-in-law, of course, Neil Danaher.
Oh, of course.
Australian of the Year. Fantastic effort.
Excellent.
Drew had his big Goblin TV getting the award. He was there, but a really proud man and fantastic effort.
So it's a great racing here now, Frank. They're all in a line coming out of their turn. One of the closest races we've probably seen today. And the Alexandra Headlands in the yellow boat in one. Kempsey Crescent Head in two. Then you've got the North Stain Old Gold. They've been around in this division in Alley 3. And there's the white bread South Curl. Great bunch of blokes. You got the Rogers brothers, Peter and Trent Rogers. I think they're father and son, not brothers. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
That's not the old crew that won the Australian some years back, is it?
Which, the South Curly?
No, the Stain crew.
Yeah, they've been there. Yep. The Old Gold.
Yeah,
they're a top crew.
Yeah, they were. They were really good.
So,
Hello, look at Curly go now, and look at Alex go. Having a real dip. I'll tell you what, it's going to be on here. There's another little runner coming through.
Chasing through now, but setting up for the white bread. Let's see who's going to put the butter on the toast.
Curly, get another one. Curly are really milking it. Look at him go.
I remember watching these guys, and they're a phenomenal bunch of fellas. Great club, probably on top of the pile at the moment, South Curl, as far as strength of boat clubs, and it goes all the way through these veterans divisions. But they're the first blokes here setting up the tent, and they're the last blokes packing it up after their team's done. And they deserve this chance to get over the top of this one. You see in the background there they are, the white bread, the old crusties.
They come home like unbelievable.
Well done to the boys. The South Curl white bread there. You see now. That's that fresh piece of white bread up in the bow. There's that fresh. Over the finish line. It's going to be close for the points. But you see Trent T-Bone Rogers there. Freshest piece of white loaf in that crew. And they've done another victory there. So,
they came home. They were all even. And all of a sudden, they just got onto a runner and
They
went
got
bang,
checked-
see you later.
Checked off the start, so they had to row back up into it, which was a great race. Great road to
A couple
get
of
into
boys
it.
in that boat look a bit tired.
Yeah, asking themselves about it.
Why do we do this
That
sport
bowman.
for? That's what they're saying. Why do we do this
He
for?
might have had a chicken roll just before. He might have mistimed his lunch, sitting somewhere halfway up his windpipe. But Masters Racing, the ASRL Australian Open, we're at Coffs Harbour, as you will, on Jetty Beach. We're getting through the Masters program.
Coffs have got a few beers on there tonight. If you're thinking it's just officials.
I failed to mention one of our great sponsors, the
Surf
Surf Road
Boat.
Brewery.
What's it like?
Oh, mate, it's got a sweet stout. It is enormous. There's something for everyone on that range. I think there's a non-alcoholic one too for the
Who drinks that?
the kids.
Oh, good.
No, I'm joking. But no, the beers out of the Surf Boat Brewery and the place itself up in Warriewood is sensational.
Oh, it's
So,
out of Warriewood, is it?
yeah, support that the Surf Boat Brewery. I had a 50th there of Bryce Munro, one of the great sweeps.
Bracey.
Yep.
He's still
Yeah.
around now again. He's back, isn't he?
Yeah, he's back, mate. He's flying. He's got his boys racing. He's got a girls crew. He's been helping me throughout the season last couple of years at my time at North Narrabeen. And he's a good mate of mine, Mr. Munro. But looking at it, there's the Phantoms. They're my boys, Frank.
Phantoms.
Here we go. Look at Garbo up in the bow. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, these Phantoms surprised me in the George Bass. When I jumped into the back and was told I had 3 70-year-olds, I wasn't sure what to expect, and they're going to get snotted off the beach. Commentators curse.
Yes.
Cop the boat full.
They got away now. The other crew, that
That's-
Woolgoolga have gone ahead of them, and they were the crew that beat them in the other race.
Alex, is that Alex in the second? On screen there. So we're going looking at this live heat. City of Perth in 1, Tugun in 2, Woolgoolga in 3, Kurrawa Old Boys in 4. So Tugun it was in the yellow and green boat in the alley 2. And Woolgoolga doing a good job, the 260s, the long strokers. Got some old heads in that boat.
Yeah, they're certainly rowing pretty well.
See all the forefathers of Woolgoolga there. Wayne Bailey, Trevor Clark, Dennis Crossley, Ian Thorncraft and Timothy White. But there's the Phantoms in the blue boat. They're borrowing Allura's boat this weekend. And they're not going to die wondering. Billy Jarman and
Garbo will be pushing them, don't worry about that.
Pedro and Garbo. The stroke will be asking for a slower rate. There he is, Pedro. Bill in the second bow. I've met the second stroke today and I met the sweep today.
Yep.
But the stroke side and the bowman, they did a great job down at the George Bass, and didn't we have an adventure? And they've rowed back up into it. Still Woolgoolga holding the lead, and Kurrawa doing a good job down there in 4. And I think the little Shorey on the edge really sorted the Phantoms out, but there's the Woolgoolga boys.
Tell you what, Woolgoolga
Going
getting
round.
chased by Kurrawa.
Just ahead of Kurrawa, Frank.
Yeah, just ahead. They'll have to work a bit harder.
Kurrawa stuck on that turn. Woolgoolga up and out of it. Here comes the Phantoms around now. So
They've a bit of work to do for the Phantoms.
there's Woolgoolga. You see the shot across the field. And it's Woolgoolga in front. Going away there now. Long strokers. And you look how good those blades close to the water surface. Some of those blokes have pulled sort of several million strokes in their lives. You see that technique. They're doing it together, and you see that bow. It's just steady and carving through. Looking back towards their gate can now, getting through. There's the last part of their job.
City, the boys from City are still behind.
They need a bit of work, the Phantoms.
And
They
Kurrawa
got
are really
smashed.
chasing now, Woolgoolga. Look at that.
Kurrawa
Look at the
lifting
run
the
for
rate.
them. And now Woolgoolga get one.
Yep, it's their turn. You can hear those boats out to sea coming at you. You know when another crew next to you's got to run because you can hear them coming and you know you've got to go. So it's Woolgoolga here now. Again, the long strokers. You see a little run popping up for Kurrawa behind them. City of Perth. Are they fading? I've definitely commentators cursed them on this one. They got belted off the start. They're in 3rd place, and then Tugun making up the field. There's Woolgoolga, the Whoopie boys. They're going to work hard
Yeah,
now.
they're getting away with it.
Look at
They're-
this one.
Bit
They're
of
going to work over the top of it, can they?
Another one behind them.
It's going to take them enough to first place. Yep. And then coming into second, it's going to be Kurrawa.
Yep.
And then the Phantoms from City of Perth. There's the Kurrawa team. Phantoms now from City of Perth coming across the line in third place. Is that their second or their third race, Frank?
Second race.
Well, there's still a little bit to do, but...
One more.
You see there. There's the Tugan team. Finishing off. And, yeah, we see Tugan now bringing it across the line. The whistle's moving forward, so that was the 260 years. There's a good shorey coming through on that one, Frank.
Yeah.
See that dump down?
Yeah. Every now and then there's one that comes through in there.
Yep. Where are you staying, Frank? Up here?
Just up the hill there, a little place just up the road there.
What's nice accommodation? You happy enough?
Interesting.
Interesting. Sound like a hard man to please, Frank. What is it? Doesn't have a bidet?
No, you know, it's got a few beds.
A few beds?
No, it's got 5 bedrooms. It's an interesting place.
Who are you staying with?
Well, we got two Van Duren, Pete Van Duren, the referee for tomorrow.
The lawn posse, I seen.
Yeah, the
Peter
lawn
earlier.
posse. We've got Marty, the coach of the 23s down there, and the German
great,
who's coached.
Hard-working officials.
Oh, yeah.
The tower, working out the draw.
Yeah, you've got to say thanks to the officials for coming on a
Without
Thursday.
a doubt. Yep.
Yeah.
Taking time off work and travelling to be here. It's like our big Aussie family reunion. It looks like South Curly there, the Ribs.
The Ribs.
Ribs in Alley 1.
He's been a great guy over many years, hasn't he? I'll tell you what, he's a smart bloke too when it comes to racing. I remember at Bulli a couple of years ago, and he was just so smart where he positioned his boat to go out, you know, to get out through the break. And everyone's going, oh, yeah, you can't do that. And he says,
Yeah.
It's in the rules.
Yeah, no, he knows his way around. He's been helpful for me, but they're going to cop one on the nose, are they? Just getting over that one is South Curly.
There seems to be a little bit of a bubble that breaks in Alley 1, doesn't there? Because that's what hit the city crew.
The first 5 or 10 strokes, you're on about 20 centimetres of water, and it's really sticky, and you can't get it moving quick enough. And when those waves come at you, you've got to just punch them. And
Bronte got out really well there.
The Argonauts, where are they? Up in Alley 6.
Yeah.
So they had a good race last time, I think.
Look at Coffs, look at the layback there, got the nice paws at the back.
Scotty sweeping them from the ASRL.
Yep.
Great bloke, good team. Thanks for hosting us, the Coffs Harbour, the locals. It's, you know, we can't do it without all your hard-working officials. As you know, Frank, last year hosted by your club lawn.
Yep.
But the City of Perth team objected to you calling yourself a lawn bloke. They said you're a Perth bloke, and you've disowned the West, have you?
Well, I am a life member at Lawn, so, you know, does that make a difference?
I guess they like you better than the City of Perth. Were you banished from the West, were you, over to the East, Frank?
No, mate, no. I moved to Melbourne for 2 years.
And they gave you life membership in that too?
No, I've been there ever since.
Anyway, back out the screen now. It looks
since.
like the South Curly boys up in 1 and Bronte, and let's have a look in Alley 2. It's that's the wrong heat on live heats. Where are we?
Well, as I said, Bronte are going in now. They're out. They're in.
Yeah.
So they're coming through. And Alley 1 just turned Curly. Alley 4 is the next one.
Is
and
it
the other
Dicky
two.
Beach? It might be. Is it a Dicky Beach?
Yes, Dicky Beach.
There they are. So, Bronte and Dicky Beach. Alley 5 and 6. That's the Alley 5 boat from Dicky Beach. Trying to catch Bronte, I think, to their left.
Well, no, Alley 1 as well. South Curly are right in it.
There's this long shot, Frank, as we look on the screen here.
Yeah.
Looks like Bronte just still in
Bronte
front.
are really flying.
Dicky Beach are pushing for second. As the camera catches up. It's
Curly.
Well, they got a little bubble off the start, but
they lost a lot of.
I reckon there's good run coming out of that southern end, out of the turn. So you get a turn and then you're out of there. I think this alley one's not the best for turning, but you see Bronte there and Dickie Beach on screen now. Bronte.
Have a look at the sweeps. She sits down.
Yeah, he's quite an aggressive. He's moving around all over the joint, trying to get that momentum going, but there's many ways of it.
Interesting.
Some stand still, some really bob around. There's Bronte now working over the top of one. I think they're going to fall off the back of it.
Yeah.
So Bronte now in front. Dickie Beach now coming for second.
They've got a way behind.
There's a little bubble of a Dickie Beach there now. There's the Bronte boys in dead water. The boat you see sucked backwards now. And they're going nowhere, but Bronte.
They're over.
Yep. You're going to call it Frankie.
Yep.
Bronte in first,
Bronte,
Dickie Beach in second.
And third, I think.
Where are we? Is that the Coffs boys? Coming across the line from everywhere. It's South Curly up this end. You got the Browley boys.
Coffs boys are still coming
Coffs are making up the field.
They're making up the numbers.
So it was Browley and South Curly across for the minor places. And then Coffs well, they didn't feature in that one, but that was a great race there from the Bronte boys. Chris Pike, the Beaver, Jared, Pete, Big Dan, and Titus. And yes.
Are they your good mates too?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I started rowing a Bronte.
Did you?
Yeah. Back in the day, great boat club. Now you can judge a surf club if it's got a surf boat hanging in the roof. You know they're a good place to be.
Is that why you like Lawn?
That's why I like Lawn, and because you were there. I've got a lot of friends at Lawn. The McCombs.
Yeah.
Even sneaky Pete Van Duren's my good mate now. After we hit it off maybe 10 years ago at Aussies when I was a rookie sweep and he was the big dog as the boss.
Would you have a bit of a protest?
Oh, I just asked him some questions and he gave me some answers. We worked it out, but top bloke, and the officials do such a great job across head to toe. Want to thank out to the Big Voice Media Group for putting us on air, and shout out to the boys and girls of the team. They've come from near and far, and you should have seen them set it up. There's gadgets here, there's wires left and right, screens everywhere, but they bring this sport to you guys, and we're grateful for that. So thank you to the Big Voice Media crew. We've got shout out to the SLSA, Team Navy, Coffs Harbour Surf Club, Coffs Harbour Council, and the Surfboat Brewery.
And the Coffs Harbour Events people.
It's a nice looking boat, that Soldiers Beach one. Mentioned it earlier. Spent a bit of time in that very vessel.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, that was the South Maroubra boat once upon a time.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That Talabudger and Cab Savs don't want to know anything about that boat. That one there, out across the line ahead of them. So there they go. Soldiers now. Got to get it back in time, boys. Out of shot now is the Mooloolaba boys, and I think they have shot out of a cannon in one. We've got Soldiers in 2, Helensburgh in 3, Met Caloundra in 4, Altona, there's the Mooloolaba team in the front. Met Caloundra in 4, we've seen JDB earlier, Altona in 5, and it looks like the Avoca Beach Blue Pills in 6. They've jagged alley 6 again, the Blue Pills.
I'll tell you what, if anything, if you're looking from the camera point of view, it's obviously alley 1 and 6 at the moment.
Yep. No, that looks about right there. Mooloolaba versus Avoca.
Yeah, they're using cleaver oars.
They are. You see the timing just off there on the bow side. You see the bowman going in touch early on that catch. Or the second stroke a touch late perhaps. Got to get it in.
Tell you what, they're building up a good lead.
They're flying out in front. I don't know if that's an optical illusion.
If it is.
But they have really hit the jets. Special camera tricks from the Big Voice team, but Mooloolaba now really coming into it. Ali 1 doing a great job, and you see they'll give us a good shot of the turn there. There's the field. Avoca's around as well, so it's a racing 2, Frank.
Yeah, it was a bit of a
It was
camera
slightly
illusion.
optical.
Yeah.
And you see Avoca now up and out of it, and I reckon Alley 6 has got a better end for turning.
Yeah.
And the run's away there, and they're up and out and racing for that corner. That's Matty Mitchell and the Blue Pills. You see now Malulabar trying to catch the Blue Pills. You see that boat on the right-hand side of your screen is in the lead. That's Avoca in the green and green boat. Just coming up to them now on this closest to the screen is Malulabar. They're all pushing. You see those runs shoving the boat back. You see the rowers rating the rate up, trying to get it down. Steady hand, Matty Mitchell. This Blue Pills crew have done a lot of rowing together, Frank.
Have they?
They're a good crew. They used to be an A crew, and they're strong. And they're showing why they're not mucking around this year. I reckon they're rowing resis as well. We'll see. They might get the victory and brush the reserves, but we'll see. There's a little run now for Avoca and Mitchell. Lifting.
Tell you what, they're still
Starting to shorten up now, gasping for air, some of the boys there. But there's no looking around. You see the sweep's got the job to do. Where's the finish line? You see Malulabar trying their best, coming towards this finish line. Avoca chasing a little runner. Getting over the top of it, are they? Yes. And it'll be Avoca. The Blue Pills crossing the line in unofficially first place. Malulabar in second. And then a real shootout here. Frank for third, fourth and fifth. You see the boats third and fourth. It's Altona and Matt Calandra. And I have a feel for where that finish line is, but yes, we
leave it up to that one, up to the judges.
Yep, we'll wait for the official results. And we're getting through these races for it now, Frank.
Yep.
Whistle after whistle, the boats keep turning around. You got.
Well, when you haven't got big surf running around, it gets through quicker, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Check starters just have to get them on the line and bang off you go. See you later.
And the tide dropping away, and there's a little pooch.
Yeah.
Shout out to the check starters and all our officials wearing a Bisley vest this weekend. One of the great workwear companies in the country, Bisley Workwear, keeping Australians safe for decades. Yeah, we are.
Another one of your.
I work there, Frank. But it's blue collar fashion.
What is your job?
What is my job? I'm a salesman for a safety company.
Oh, how
territory manager.
Salesman, unreal, eh?
I'm also a wedding celebrant.
So wedding celebrant.
Mixed business with pleasure.
How many weddings do you do a year?
Oh, I don't know. You could average them out. Some years more than others. Coming up to my 40th wedding in 5.5, 6 years.
Is that right?
Yeah. Keen on your vow renewal though, Frank?
No.
You don't love your wife enough for that?
I don't have to. I said yes once, and she said yes once. I don't have to worry.
Say no the second time, Frank.
Could do.
I reckon. Hey?
Cost you
You
too
don't
much.
get her enough flowers.
No, it cost you too much money at our age.
Hey, the for sale sign. Trying to avoid it. And they're
There
away.
we go.
Here we go. Sweeps now, starting on the
Oh, there's a
shallow
bang.
wing. They've got to run and push these boats and get in with the lift of the nose.
Tally.
And it's back to the 220s, their familiar division. Talabudra Cab Savs on screen, the Noosa team that came back for third place. So these guys are in a third round, and all of these points are going to count, and they're going to have to cut to the final, Frank. So 220s and the 200 years cutting to a final.
Are they?
Yep, so I dare say that Noosa need to get some work done to make that final. Talabudra in a good position for that final. And a couple of hot crews in this division. The Noosa team better start this time than the last. We're looking across, we'll see across the field at some point. North Narrabeen in this one, the Fogs. And Point Leo in Alley 1 there, closest to us. So you've got Point Leo in 1. Noosa in 2. You've got North Cronulla in 3.
The Cabs.
Tally Cab Savs in 4. And North Narrabeen Fogs in 5. And you see Point Leo again. Last time we called it from this angle, it was deceiving.
It's
so
very deceiving.
we'll hold off from that, but it is It is a good shot across the field we see here in Coffs Harbour. We're in a protected bay here, still getting plenty of little run through the harbour, and the surf's wild out the back. Tide's working its way back up now, I reckon. As we're looking out to sea at the turning cans, and you see nothing in it. Point Leo, Cab Savs, North Cronulla equal in the lead. Then just off them would be Noosa, and then going into the turn behind the field is the North Narrabeen Fogs. So you see now there's 3 crews in the lead.
Leo are doing all right actually in this race.
They are, and you see Talabudgera there. Point Leo on this side in the white boat. North Cronulla in the middle of these 3 pushing for the lead. Here's a run for them all. Look at this, lifting the rate now. Point Leo sending it. Talabudgera sending it.
Wow.
North Cronulla sending it. And they've been eyeballing themselves for 30, 40 years, these gentlemen. And here we go again. Looking down the barrel, going through these gate cans. There's Adam Purdy with the Coros potentially, and they're flying. Little run behind them now. His good friend, the Tracks from North Cronulla, now sweeping at Talabudgera. And you see him pushing through.
They're very close
Point
now.
Leo, there's North Cronulla, boys.
Point Leo are in front just a bit, but North Cronulla are coming back at them.
Mick and Sooty in the middle there. The engine room. There's Tally lifting. Point Leo aren't far away. It's Talabudgera in North Cronulla. Stroke for stroke. Cottrell looking, trying to get them down that. I reckon he's picked half a length up. There they go again, still on the top of something. And now Point Leo are coming into the picture.
Little wave from
But
Point
you
Leo
see
as
there
well.
now, it's going to be Talabudgera.
Yeah.
Yep, the Cab Savs.
Ooh.
Getting stuck here is North Cronulla.
Ooh.
That finish line.
That is close.
North Cronulla and Point Leo. They're your top 3.
In that Point Leo crew, there's a guy called Crombie. He rode in the Surfers Paradise crew that won the very first Queensland Australian title.
A Queensland Australian title.
Yeah, the first Queenslanders to win an Australian title in open Surfers Paradise.
Ever?
Yep. Yep, that was in 80? Can't remember what year, but yeah, they were the first crew. It was big titles that couldn't get a big surf.
Yep.
And the great Ronnie Payne swept them.
Good sweep. One of the famous sweeps.
Yep. Yep.
So we're pushing along. We're pushing along now to the 220 years, and we're looking now. Round 3, second heat. Oh, sorry, yeah, second heat of the 3rd round of the 220s. They're going to be trying to make up this final. Foxy just rolled in. Hello.
Hello.
Looking good here. So yeah, let's get this on track now. I think it's Evans Head. Is it in 1? Waiting on this draw. Beg your pardon. Mollymook in 2.
Mollymook.
Williamstown in 3. Surfers Paradise in 4. They're all fighting for a place in this final, Frank.
Well, a few interstate clubs here, and like cross section.
220 years, average age 55, sorry.
Yeah,
and there's a sickness amongst that age division. They just love sport. They love this sport. They love getting out of the house and going rowing. See there, check starter, looking good. Aussie flag, Bisley vest, you beauty. There's Mollymook, set for a start. Mr. Martin Drysdale, aka Marty.
There he goes.
And they're away. It's a shallow edge, so the sweep's got to get in. There's Marty, steady as. Mollymook boys rowing really well today. They've got to be strong in this one to get through to that final. And there we go now, long together. Great timing from the Mollymook team. And they're off the beach pretty sharp.
Yeah, they're looking good. They're looking good. Got away real quick. Yeah, in this division, it's
220s.
220s. It's I've got to tell you, you've got to be off the beach really quick.
Yeah.
No mucking around, and that's the whole thing. The secret of success is to get those first 15 to 20 strokes, set yourselves up, and away you go. And you can see it here even now. Mollymook have set themselves up. And they're really just long and strong.
You see there, it's good timing, good hands away, even hand heights. Get into that rhythm and then stretch it out. See up this end. Heat 2, that's Evans Head, I think.
Yeah, they're run all right too.
Or Browley, no.
No, that's not it, Browley.
Just waiting on the draw to come up. There they are. Looks like Evans Head.
The guy looking straight down. Can't work that out.
He's looking at me, it looks like. He said it's not Evans Head. But no, he's trained on, he might be seasick. He might just be looking at land.
It is Evans Head.
There they are.
Yeah.
The boys from Evans Head. And you see there now, turning and getting it back up now together.
This is the great
Turning back the clock. He's got a wooden sweep-oar. There's Marty Drysdale from Mollymook on a run now. Evans and Mollymook side by side. Top of that run.
They've got away from the other crews now.
Yeah, and it's Surface Paradise in the background there. Probably in third place to Williamstown, just out of shot. But it's Evans Head and Mollymook. And there's going to be a couple of boats in this one trying to push for the finish line.
Look at the little run they're getting.
See that run from here, Frank.
Nice.
Mollymook, look
Have a
both
look at
of
that.
these boats.
Oh,
how good is this?
Oh,
Stroke for
look at it
stroke,
go.
they're still on it. Coming through the gate cans.
Drop
They'll
off
talk
now.
about this run in the pub tonight for days.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens now. Who's got the most gas?
Oh, I tell you what, Evans Head just kept the boat running then. Mollymook just dropped off a little bit. They have to pick it up again. But let's see who comes through. Is there anything out the back there? Can you see anything out the back, mate?
You see Mollymook on the top, probably just half a nose in front of Evans Head. As we're looking out to sea, you see the wide shot there. Big run from the middle, from the back of the pack for that crew, Williamstown potentially.
There's a little wave out the back I can see off the shore. You can see coming through.
So here's Mollymook. That's Evans Head.
Here they come now.
Two-horse race. Looking at the finish line. There they are. It's Evans Head, closest to a shot from Mollymook. Surfers Paradise fighting in the background. Who's going to roll to the line? I think they're both going to qualify. They look pretty casual about this. So first and second there, I'd say Mollymook in the first place.
Yeah.
Evans Head second. Then over the top of a big one was Surface. And they're going to lose it.
Whoa.
They're probably going to stay enough time to keep the points and get through this one. Might have been a rollick there, but you see, lost an oar, but they're going to safely cross the line.
Yep.
And yeah, it's good racing. 220 division there, done and dusted. As we're moving in now to the, I think we're moving into the combined race. So we've got the 160s and the 200 years female surfboat race. There's 4 crews fighting out the 160 division. And so just getting a shout out, just getting a message through, please. If you haven't arrived and you do intend to race, or if you're here now, could you please check in? There was a check-in line, checking your boat and your crew in to confirm you're here and you're racing. That'll help us with the draws and keep things rolling along. So yeah, please check in. All those crews, if you haven't checked in, make sure someone from your club has. Try and help this carnival run as smoothly as we can. Did say in the bulletin we want everyone here for potentially racing tomorrow.
Going to be on tomorrow. Interstate, really big.
Yeah.
New South Wales and Queensland will punch the hell out of each other.
Huge grudge match.
Oh, unbelievable. After last
I
year.
hope I'm sitting next
After
to Cottrell.
last year.
I want to sit next to Don for that, mate. Fair dinkum. He's a confused man. New South Wales in the footy, Queensland in the boats. He tells me the word origin, etc., blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you're either with us or you're not. You can't have a hand in both camps. Ooh, just getting over that was the Womble Wasabis. Real Port Macquarie there, getting chopped apart too. Pumps working there. You see it's getting sucky there now on that edge, Frank. Real powerful. Those Shories have a bit of bite.
North Narrabeen caught one too.
Yep, there's Donnie McManus and the Dreadnoughts. They're racing against Manly in their division. And I think Manly are in real trouble and they're stuck. They haven't got off the beach yet. So North Narrabeen are going to pick up the places in this one, but I think in their racing it was 2-1. So North Manly have to finish the course to get the points, but that's the Manly team there now. They've got 4 oars. They've got a sweep oar and they've got a sweep, and he's asked the starter about it, but
waste the time.
Let's be real, mate. Come on. I don't know if your crew was the fastest to get off the beach, and I think you have to be somewhat fast to put your hand up if you're going to get hit and ask the starter about it. So again, it's never nice to get one on the head.
No, it's not. It's not.
I've definitely looked back and given the starters a few salutes, but don't reckon.
I can assure you,
not proud of that.
My last carnival at Lawn a couple of weeks ago in the A crew, we gave Maz and I gave Jeff Matthews a bad start. He had his hand up. We didn't see it, and the check starter didn't see it. And
how could you not see Jeff Matthews' hand?
Oh, we just missed it. Anyway,
lucky it missed you at the end of the day.
I said to Maz straight after, let's get down from the stand and let's go and have a chat with him.
Yes, cool that off. There's Dicky Beach now, turning first, back on the racing there.
We just said, we made a mistake, Jeffrey. We made a big mistake.
I've seen Jeff get upset. You don't want to be there.
He's all right.
He's a good bloke.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a problem.
He's a top bloke, but no racer likes an unfair start, and we all know when it's fair or not.
Well, yeah, and it's so hard. I mean, the beach was...
Can't please everyone.
No.
So, looking out to sea there now, and you've got Dicky Beach with Floody there, setting the pace in this 160s division in the women.
That's not Floody.
There's Big Jeff up there. Shout out to Mr. Matthews.
Big
Just
Jeffrey.
Talking about him. So,
hello, Jeffrey.
Shout out to Jeff and the lawn team up on the pier, checking out the conditions. A couple of Victorians getting ready for racing this week. But there's Dicky Beach now.
That's not Floody.
Alley 1. Who's sweeping that one?
Oh, that's too young to be Floody.
Well, go down the live heats. That'll sort it out.
Well, I'm sure that wouldn't be. He's a lot older than that.
Maybe a relative of.
Oh, could be.
Yeah,
could
be.
be.
That's where we were headed with that one.
Oh, yeah, it could be right.
Yeah, usually am, Frank.
Oh, sorry. I do apologise. The best salesman.
Roll with me, Frank. Roll with me. And over the top is Dicky Beach with maybe Floody, maybe not.
Does he wear Bisley?
He should if he doesn't. We'll talk to him afterwards. But now Dicky Beach showing the way home, and I think that's going to make it hard for them to be beaten in this competition, Frank.
Yes.
I think with their points and the way they've performed,
they got the chocolate.
They're happy about it.
Up the pub and drinking that famous surfboat lager.
Yep, and that's Metropolitan Caloundra coming across in second. In third place, the team from Altona. Well, you've got Port Macquarie there now in fourth in the 160s, and then if you drop back to the field there, that's the Port Macquarie boat coming across the line. There's North Narrabeen, the Dreadnoughts. They're going to pick up a first place in the 200 division in this race. And well done to the girls with Don, and there's David. They're going to pick up a second in this race, but I think they might have potentially outdone North Narrabeen today, so I'll wait for those places, but well done to both of those ladies' crews.
It's got that Dicky Beach and Metropolitan, sister, sort of twin clubs, aren't they? On the
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly hate each other. I don't know. Is there any feuds up there that you're aware of?
Well, they used to be the same club, if I remember, going back years, wasn't it?
Was it?
I thought it was, and then Dicky Beach sort of. I can't remember. There's something like that.
We'll get the Queenslanders to fill us in on the history of it later in the piece.
Hang on. You wouldn't get the Gold Coast Queenslanders. They wouldn't have a clue.
Here we go. There's the Manly team finishing it off.
Yeah, Dave.
Big Dave. Big wave, Dave. So there we go. And it's getting to the nitty-gritty now.
He wanted to sweep the Phantoms at the George Bass, mate.
Oh, did he? I got the call up. They made a good choice.
I don't know about that.
Ask them. They had a great time. So, I think we're going to move into the 160 female heat 1. And if you can get these live heats up and running, it is not a bad way to go. We're up to this one here. We're just great place to be, Coffs Harbour.
Yep,
Come and check out the promenade, check out the pier. Shout out to the great people from Coffs Harbour Surf Club. Shout out to the Coffs City Council, the Surfboat Brewery, Team Navy, the Navy, ASRL. Shout out to the ASRL work party, all the helpers around here and the volunteers, the workforces, the officials. And shout out to all you competitors and supporters for making this great event what it is, Frank.
Yeah, well, if Donny Hogarth is sitting there listening, good on you, Donny. Nice to see. I hope you're enjoying your retirement.
Yep. He should be down here this weekend.
A great supporter of the event from the Navy point of view. He's been around and supported us for years.
Normally get a few pop in from the Navy.
Oh, yeah, we'll get him.
A couple of Commodores, maybe the Admiral.
Admiral?
I don't know. Can we get him here or her? Do you know anyone?
No, mate.
What about a couple of seamen? I'm talking Navy. You guys, please. We're talking about the Navy. There's positions. I don't know them all.
Seaman class?
That's the one. All right, we're away. There's Allura. Look good all day. The Prince of Piha jumps on the back of that one, Wilco. And they're away now. I think they've got the job done. It's a 3-boat race. As we remember, it's Kawana Waters, it's Woolgoolga, and it is the Allura Great Men. Looking at the previous race, it was Dicky Beach Dreamers.
Yep.
From North Narrabeen first in their heat, second in the 160s in the previous race. You see the results coming through there. Wombrel third. You see there, Woolgoolga and Allura.
Well, if I was a betting man, which I'm not,
see
Allura.
Timmy on the back of the whoopee boat, and then there's Wilco. Steady as she goes. There's nothing in this one again, Frank. But I think Allura's got too many points.
Yeah.
But Woolgoolga definitely.
Unless he misses.
Look at this.
Unless he misses
true.
his can.
Yeah, he can still get disqualified and no points.
Which I don't think he's going to do.
Nah, well, don't jinx him, Frank. You could stop a train, mate. Fair income. So as we see here now, Allura in the 160s division, the youngest of our divisions these days.
The youngest?
On this course.
Oh, yeah, 140s used to be, isn't it?
I think in the SLSA we've got the 120s and 140s. Probably a bit too young these days for veterans, I believe.
Oh, the younger the better.
No, because let's be real, veterans are, we want them to, we want those 30 and 40-year-olds still competing in the open class. They're fit enough, they're wise enough, and you're showing in the top divisions that age is just a number. If you do the work and you stay together and keep your body in order, you can get it done. And look at these Allura boys. Running very well.
Yeah. Great
crew in the Sydney branch, and then Woolgoolga, local. They would have done a bit of work out here, I dare say, in their time around this area. It's a nice boat ramp around the corner. It's a good marina, and they're going to get pushed all the way, Allura. Timmy White and the Whoopee boys looking at...
Look at Woolgoolga go now.
Yep.
But, I mean, I think the photograph of that, or the...
You got Peter Burrows, Trevor Clark, Gain Feeney, Craig Hinterholzel, Tim White sweeping, and Allura. There we go.
Oh, that's Woolgoolga.
Steady gun barrel straight sweep. Look at him.
Yep.
Straight down the middle. And there's Wilco now, pushing next to them. So as we see the side-on shot, we're going to pick it up. Allura's rated it up. Along the left of screen there, Woolgoolga trying to get over something. Wave sucking back now.
Yeah,
Who's going to get over the front of it, Frank?
I tell you,
Will it be
I
a
tell you what,
clean
it's gonna
set
be
of
close.
heels for Wilco? What a race this one was. Wow, to the finish line there.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be Wilco, and he's done well, but Woolgoolga, shout out to them, second place.
Well, they got onto that run just way before the gate cans, and they just flew.
And we see there Kawana coming in third place there, so they will get a medal, a bronze medal, Frank. You got to be in it to win it. And yes, it's.
I'll say no more.
I think the national audience might appreciate that.
Yeah, right.
Jester and Frankie, you're one of the favourite voices of the sport. You get asked, who's that bloke that you commentate with? You got a lot of fans out there.
Mate.
Yep. So here now, just waiting on seeing the division coming in. I think this will be the 180 years. And this could be my old compadres from South Maroubra, the Weapon Vets. Going for a clean sweep in this one, potentially. And we're looking out to see, I think that might be Warrnambool in one. Looking at these results here now, it was Allura in first, Woolgoolga in second, and Kawana in third. And that'll probably be your medalists for the 160 years division of racing. So we see now it's come on, and we've got several races to go. You've got Warrnambool on the line there, looking out to sea in one for the 180 years. Mermaid Beach, Ray Guns in two. Etty Bay in three. South Maroubra Weapon Vets in four. And North Cronulla Brothers Zeros in five. And this, there's the Warrnambool boys in the climber.
Is this the final?
Well, it's their third round, so yeah, it's effectively the final. No final for 180s, just the 200 and the 220, Frank.
All right.
South Maroubra looking at the win here. If they can hold it together, I think they've had two first places, and they're doing real well. There's the Mermaid Beach Ray Guns, and a shout out to Ray Gun, one of the most famous or infamous Olympic athletes this country's embraced in the last little while. You're shaking your head. You're not a fan of breakdancing, clearly.
Not a fan of breakdancing. You got to be kidding me, don't you?
Looking out to sea now. Mermaid Beach on screen. Doing a good job. That's the Ray Guns, Frankie.
Yeah, Ray Guns. Anyway, that's another story.
That is another story. That is
wait till we have ocean racing
Beach
at the Olympics.
Eddie Beach, yeah, that'll be worth the watch. Eddie Beach now from near Innisfail, we believe, the Queenslanders. And thanks for coming all this way. What a trip. There they go, Etty Bay, beg your pardon. We've got Shane, Adrian, David, and Paul with Matthew sweeping. And it's come up on screen as the final. It's the last race, and Eddie Warrnambool there, pushing South Maroubra all the way, Frank. It looks, that's that deceiving camera angle again, Frank.
Yep, absolutely.
You watch my boys here, the Weapon Vets.
Your boys? I love this, your boys. Which club don't you have boys in? You know,
I spent 15 years down there, and I rode with all of them. So they're top blokes, and they're going to go in first on this red can. As long as, I can see the red can from here, so he hasn't missed it. That's good work, Moe. Get him around, son, and get him home. Here we go.
Ali 6 was
There's
in second.
Warrnambool.
Ali 6 was in second place.
Ali 6, North Cronulla. Local Sydney branch neighbours to South Maroubra in 5 and 6 there.
And Warrnambool were in third.
Warrnambool, nowhere near Maroubra.
Long way away. The Warrnambool boys.
There's the field. On screen now. South Maroubra to the right of screen in front. North Cronulla just on their tuck there in second. Warrnambool now in third. And now pushing along in fourth. That's the Warrnambool team. You got Etty Beach in a white boat there. And you got the Mermaid Beach Ray Guns. I heard she's coming down this weekend, Ray Gun. Frank, you might get an autograph. So there we go. South Maroubra pushing through the gate cans. Get on, boys, and get it done. They'll be happy campers. Johnny cooked us up a nice schnitzel last night. It was delicious, Frank.
I cooked spaghetti for all my boys.
I had schnitzel and spaghetti and veggies, mate. You got to up the game. this is what it takes to win. There they are, South Maroubra, Moe Inglemo, Dunny, Airlie, Bibbsy, and there's on screen now is still South Maroubra.
Oh, that's all we got is South Maroubra.
Let's go, boys.
Is there any other beach racing?
Yeah, there's 5 of them, and let's look at them now. We got North Cronulla coming at them, and so's Warrnambool.
Oh, Warrnambool are in it.
North Cronulla going to push over the front of this one with South Maroubra. And there's the finish line, but they've done it, I think. South Maroubra, they went second in the 200s last year. They've had a few younger blokes, and they've come, dropped the division, and they've gone to the 180s. And that's a win for Moe and the boys, ASRL champions.
Oh.
Good work, Gunza. He's been working out. Look at that rig there. There's Johnny Panisi. Look at the figures on these blokes. Wow. Good rig, Gunza. Looking good, son. There's Mermaid. There, the Ray Guns.
And they did as well as the Ray Guns.
One of the best names in the sport, the Ray Guns.
Did as well as them. Deserve the name.
Deserve the tracksuit. And they'll be better for the run in the 180s, the Ray Guns. So, well done there to South Maroubra. Got to be getting closer now to these finals, Frank.
Got to be.
It's a very exciting time of the day.
Yep. So what have we got now? We've got an IRB. Urunga. Where's Urunga?
Urunga's up this way. One of the heads around here, I believe. Not far left or right, maybe south of here.
I was going to say, never heard of it. Urunga.
Yep. And not much work for the IRB guys today. There's the results on screen now. The Weapon Vets in first. Your national ASRL champions, North Cronulla in second. Warrnambool third in that race. Etty Bay in fourth. And Mermaid, our favourite, Frankie the Ray Guns.
They changed their name, they'll get better.
Really not happy with our breakdancing prodigy, the Ray Gun. So we'll leave that there. But text through your thoughts on Ray Gun. It's an interesting time to be alive.
You actually watched it?
Oh, I didn't see it live.
No, you didn't see it live.
But I heard about it, and I had to go and find out what all the fuss was about. And I was perplexed at the start. I thought it was a G-up. They're away now. Who have we got here, Frank? The 180 female. Avalon there.
Avalon going to get thumped.
Pete Carter now getting in. Oh, they're going to get one on the nose.
Again.
Avalon, the whole field's going to cop it.
Oh, what a good start. Hey, give it a bit of excitement.
Allura got belted.
Look at it. They all got belted.
They, Browley smashed.
Oh.
Is that... No, Malulabar or Browley, one of those two.
We got 2 out clean, which is Queenscliff and the
Banshees.
The 2 best crews.
Yep.
That tells you a story.
Yep.
That tells you a story straight away. The 2 best crews get out straight away.
The starter got his starting clock wrong on that one because they all got eaten. But, you know, you don't have to row into it if you see it coming. But sometimes, Frank, it is hard to stop the boat.
Of course it is.
It's getting sucked in towards that ugly hollow wave, and then next thing you know, your second bowman and your bowman have a wave on the head and you're going backwards. So, a race in 2 out to sea. And as we said in the last few races, this time it looks like Bateman's with an early lead. There's the Queenscliff crew pushing along there. Got Shero at the back of that boat. Nikki. So Bateman's Bay in the healthy lead to Queenscliff Reality Queens in the 180 female. And I think as we look out to the turning can there's not much in it. However, you see there the Queenscliff crew with Nikki, Christina, Robin and Sophie on board. Shero on the back. Doing a good job, but they're probably a length or so off this. There you go. There's the Bateman's team turning on the yellow. Mr. Neil Innes at the back. Got his wife in tow in that boat. And they're doing really well, Frank. And they've shot out of a cannon on alley 5 there. Or alley 6, sorry, the Bateman's team.
Well, they weren't going to let the Queensies get near them in this one because they said the last race was a bit close.
Too close for comfort.
We're going to make a big noise about this one.
Yeah, and you see there, that's Donna, Megan, Alison, and then Tracy and Neil Innes. Family affair. And they're doing a good job. You see now. There they are. And no strangers to the front of the field. The Banshees, there you go, names on screen. And they're just getting into that dead bit of water behind the gate cans now, trying to find some run.
Look at them
They've
go
gapped
now.
the field, yeah, I was going to say. They have gapped.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Queens were good in the last race, but have a look at the difference now. When they put the foot down, they just go.
I still believe, well, I haven't been out there. I'll get some word off the sweeps later, but I think that end is good out of the turn.
It looks like it.
It looks like you get the run and then you just put a length on and then you just keep going. So,
They've been
well
winning
done,
out
though, to Batemans. They deserve this.
Oh, yeah.
They're a top crew, top people, great club. They're on the up. Neil's done a great job, and there's younger crews coming through, but these girls have been stalwarts of their club. And you see there now, they're not stopping all the way to the finish line, rowing away from it at the very end, and well done, girls. Congratulations. That's another ASRL trophy in the bag, and that would be a heavy, heavy trophy cabinet of theirs.
It's interesting, those clubs that, down that south
There's
coast,
Queensy.
most of them train in Canberra on the Lake Burley Griffin.
Yep.
And they go to the coast maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks.
Not Batemans, not Neil. He lives
His A crew used to.
Well, that depends on where they are, but Neil's lives down there.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
He's got the best water. That race started, the George Bass race started there in Batemans, and they've got the best sort of waves and runners coming through that bay, like a heavy estuary and a bank there to chase runners at different times. A lot of water moving around, so it's perfect for him. He's a professional fisherman. He's a generational fisherman. His family...
Is that right?
Family of the sea, yep. He's got fish and chip restaurant down there. He can take you on a sea tour. He is like the Lord of the Sea, one of those watermen, as you will. There's a few of them around. There's big Browley. They got smashed off the start. And there's big Stewie, the red leader, Stu Clark, with his Mullaloo team there, done well, also got smashed. Giving him a wave. Thanks for coming. He knows the camera's on him. Good on you, Stu. Top bloke, mate. He is a good guy.
Doing a good job there at Mullaloo.
Yeah. So well done to those teams, and Batemans Bay in particular. Queenscliff for second.
Nice dog.
Good warm-up for those. What's his name? Oreo. Looks beautiful. Like a little chocolate biscuit, Frank. I wouldn't mind a coffee and a biscuit.
That'd be good, wouldn't
If there's anyone listening with an espresso machine within a little while, short cap, couple of biscuits, into one of those Surfboat Brewery Tooheys Olds later, Frank. Surfboat.
Not Tooheys Old.
Sweep Stout, I beg your pardon, it's called. That's the official name of the stout beer.
I don't drink stout. I don't drink stout.
Well,
it's not. Look, I know.
Mate,
history
at
goes.
Bronte, they told me black beer's us, and we were sent to the bar. As soon as we were above age, you were told you were having black beer, and it's quite a delicious drop.
No. Zombie used to be the black beer, and look what he turned out like, and how he.
What a gentleman, great man. I just don't think you like the black beer because you like wearing white too much, and you don't. You'll spill the dark beer on yourself and look like a grot.
No, mate. I got Zombie onto the Crownies, mate.
That wasn't his first choice. So
was now when
it
was free.
We're gonna have to have one of these sweep stouts later, mate, just to sort this out. There's the results, Frank, as you called.
Yep.
Huge day, so another chance now to thank our sponsors, the Team Navy, the Navy, Australian Navy, great people, Coffs City Harbour Council. I'd like to shout out the Big Voice Media Group, bringing our voices to your lounge rooms and TV screens and workplaces around the world. There's the South Curly, that's the white bread, and there's the fresh white in the bow. The freshest piece with some crusty ones around him.
And North Stain taken off next time.
Yep, the old gold. 240s is this one, Frank.
Yep.
Kempsey Crescent Head in 3.
Yep.
You got Alex in 4.
Yep.
And has everyone got off the beach? There might be one crew struggling off the water, are they? No, that's just a four-boater. Yep. Oh, no. Are they in that race? I'm not sure. So, out to sea, though. You see that boat there. North Stain, Old Gold. Doing well.
Yeah, rowing well.
There's Kempsey boys. They're also a very good crew. Been rowing for some time. Top blokes. Great part of town, the Kempsey area. Have you been through there, Frank?
Driven
Yep.
past it on the highway.
Yeah. All right, but there's the Love Boat. No, the old, I'll get this right. South Curly white bread.
What if you have wholemeal?
I guess, I don't.
Wholemeal's better for you.
Yeah. Well, is it?
They told me.
Who told you?
My wife.
Whoever does the shopping, that's fine. There's Ribsy on board. The white bread now. The Rogers brothers up in the bow. Well, strokes second.
Isn't there something?
Second stroke and bowman there.
Isn't there something about the guy in that crew that only eat a certain product?
In the white bread?
Yeah.
I don't know about their eating habits.
Isn't there? I thought there was some story. I don't know if it's this crew, but the only thing you'd eat, like you would never eat something else but this thing. And I'm thinking it's white bread.
It's a good story, Frank, but you lost us. Let's get back on track here. So on your white bread, what do you have? Vegemite, jam, marmalade. What are you going for?
White bread, eggs.
Eggs in the bread, righto.
No, that's Sundays.
There's the Gus Spiteri boat out in front. The beautiful new vessel named after one of the great people of South Curly. But it's the forefather Ribsy sweeping the white bread away, and they're going to do the job here.
Yeah.
Well and truly. There's no camera angle deceiving you there. Look at this. Look at the back on Rogers there. The bowman. He is rowing A grade this weekend. He's part of the South Curly Death Riders. And he's loved jumping in and being one of the freshest slices in this loaf. And they are having a good time. And who knows with his spritefulness that he might be a part of this crew for decades to come.
Good Lord.
Yep, I think they're just going to keep rowing until there is no more divisions to row. They love it, that crew and that club, and they're top people, and you see them now.
I was going to say,
That's Ribsy.
I know it's Gus Pasteri, but if you had a boat for every guy, you'd have how many boats at South Kirkwood if you wanted to name after all their legends?
Yeah, no, they're definitely a place to be. This man's no doubt probably had a few boats after him, Ribsy. Chris Fleming, I know that. So you see there's the white bread easing it across the line. And he'll just let that one slew for good measure, just to get it closer to the boat ramp on the way out of here. Well done, Ribsy. Into second there now was the Old Gold, and then Alexandra Headland for third. And in fourth place, Kempsey boys. So it's all happening here, Frank. Yep. The ASRL 2025 coming to you from the Coffs Harbour Jetty Beach in Coffs Harbour, New South Wales, Australia. And it's been a great day's racing, albeit not in the Wild Park Beach. The conditions weren't favourable. Great decision to move us racing here. Never going to please the purists, but it did look tricky out there this morning, Frank. So let's hope it drops overnight and becomes a bit more manageable. But look out, please, to any announcements on tomorrow's racing. And if you can check in your crews, if you have not already, please check in your crew. There's a check-in number. Spread the word out. There's the results, Frank, of the 240s. South Curly in front, North Stain second, Alex Headland third, and Kempsey fourth. So, great day's racing there, Frank.
Yeah, no, it's been good in South Curly. I mean, the zombie would be up in the heavens thinking down there, great South Curly. It's just the Wasabies.
He'd be saying, how good are you going, Stefano, at the commentary?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he'd be bagging you about not drinking till he's old.
Oh, God, till he's old.
Yeah. He wouldn't be into the crownies. So we're away here now, looking out to sea. And it looks like it's the 260 males, their last race. And you've got That's Woolgoolga in Alley 2 there. You got 260 years last race. Kurrawa there on screen in Alley 1. Woolgoolga in 2. Chugan in 3. And the City of Perth Phantoms. Frankie, they're in Alley 4 in the blue Allura boat, but that's Kurrawa on screen. The 260 years old boys there. You got Peter Mackey, Rod, Mark, Anthony, and Robert. And they're doing a good job. But Woolgoolga, I think, have got their measure in Alley 2. There's on screen now. With Wayne, Trevor, Dennis, and swept by Timmy. So look at these guys. Bit of composure around that boat, Frank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey?
Yeah, no, it's
Looks like a racing 2 between Kurrawa and Woolgoolga. Woolgoolga slight leaders, you'd say, with that angle, knowing what we know.
Yeah, it's very deceiving, that angle, isn't it?
Definitely, as the camera come past, you know, it definitely isn't a clear leader when you think it is, but sorts itself out as they get to the turning cans. And see there now, that is Chugan on screen.
The great Al McComb just sent me a message, Phil.
How's Al going?
He just said, put surf back into the sport.
Great man of the ocean. Now, Woolgoolga turning first. Second was Kurrawa. Third, City of Perth Phantoms. That's our boys. Garbo in the bow. Billy Jarman and Pedro. There they are. Now they've got to work hard. This is where the George Bass training will come into it. This is where spending a week with me is going to pay an advantage. Watch these boys come home like freight trains. I don't think so. Woolgoolga doing a good job. Look at them run on this one.
Yeah,
Kurrawa second.
I don't know.
Well, they've got the good end, the Perth boys.
Yeah, the Perth boys have got a bit of an end.
We want to see them on the dials somewhere. That's the Woolgoolga team now. Had a good day all day.
Yes, they've been certainly the ones dominating.
Kurrawa second.
Well,
City of Perth not going away, Frank.
No, they're not going away, but
They've got some work to do.
they've got to be through this gate can there. Now you're seeing the real good pictures. Just through the gate cans. Kurrawa there. City right with them. Now it's going to be an interesting one.
Battle for second, I reckon, Frank.
Yeah, it's a battle, all right.
Yeah. And you see now, rating it up now is the Woolgoolga team. Trying to get to this beach as quick as they can for celebrations. That's Kurrawa right now. On screen. Searching for the second place. They've got their work cut out against the Phantoms in the far side of the course on the left of screen there now. So Woolgoolga in the middle of these two boats in front. There's a little way for Woolgoolga. So they just got to get down this one. That's City of Perth now pushing for the finish line, Frank. Where is it?
Well,
now we go. Woolgoolga in first place. City of Perth. Where's Kurrawa? There's nothing in this.
Nothing in it.
Where are we? Same wave.
City.
Yep. Let's see, but I think it's the City Beach. City of Perth Phantoms into second of that one. Kurrawa third, but well done to Woolgoolga. They're the champs. I think they're going to take out that gold medal. They're celebrating in the background there, and hats off to them. There's the Chugan team.
Good race.
Couple of weeks to go until we're up at their home beach for the Aussies. They'll have measured out their counterparts. They've got a little bit of work to do to come back at the field, but again, albeit in surf and with a bit more luck, they could feature. It's a pretty tough racing out there today, pretty flat and tough conditions for the rowers. Not much luck involved. Maybe a little bad luck, but nothing treacherous out here today. Best rowing is getting it done. The crew's getting a fair go of the alleys left and right, so you get a chance to row across the different alleys on the course. So we are approaching the finals. I think, Frankie.
How many more?
We've got 2 races to go, Frank.
2 races to go.
2 races to go. Let's get involved. We're going to go with the 200 years surfboat final, the ASRL final in Australia. And we're down to the last 2 races of the day. There's Currumbin, the Spartans in Alley 1. with Anthony O'Toole stroking that boat. The great Tooley, Aussie gold medalist, reserve grade for Currumbin. He's been up in Queensland now for some time, and he's sweeping juniors and sweeping multiple crews. He's doing a great job.
Well, they've got 17, 18 crews still.
Yeah, they're a powerhouse. They've got 44 sweeps. And
44
I made that up, but you know, they're all, it's like they all can sweep down there. And there's a bit of a Shorey standing up now. You got Dickie Beach in alley 2. Looks like there they are. Let's get onto this race.
Yep.
Currumbin in 1, Dickie Beach in 2.
Little bit of a hit.
Malulabar in 3, Avoca Blue Pills. Sorry, South Curl in 4. Avoca Blue Pills in 5. And the Bronte Argonauts in 6. This is a hot race, Frank.
Well,
who do you like?
Well, I like Dickie Beach, the way they got off the beach there. They were really good. And the sweep did a great job pushing it out and just jumped in at the right time. Had the bow lift over the little chop, and away they went.
Yeah.
Well, but the crew in alley 3, which is their country cousins, they'll be right into it. Metropolitan Caloundra.
Yeah, the Love Boat there from South Kilco also doing well, but the Blue Pills from Avoca and the Bronte Argonauts, if you recall, have been in the front of these races all day as well. So we're going to see a real ding-dong battle, the first of these Australian ASRL finals in the 200 years surf boat. This one is for all the chocolates. There's medals on the line. What you're seeing is brought to you live from the Big Voice Media Group, and we're grateful to be here in Coffs Harbour, City Beach, Frank. And
Yep.
there's the Love Boat from South Curly. Fleming's on the back again.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Avoca, if you're not off the screen, but have a look at Avoca out there. They're in a good position.
All boats in the line, Frank. There's Currumbin in 1. The wind's on the course. You can see the splash off the bows and off these oars now. It's windier out there than it feels where we are. So they've got to keep those blades nice and tidy. There's Tooley and the Spartans now. Big Dwighty, Richard and Purse with Will on the back. Look at this form from these boys. Strong and steady, Dwighty. And there's nothing in it. The Blue Pills up in 5. Bronte in 6. This is on, Frank. Alley 3's turned well. 1 and 2.
Wow.
And let's see now who's going to get these runners. As we're looking at the screen, the Blue Pills like they've picked it up in alley 5, Frank.
Dickie Beach is still there, but the Blue Pills are really up there.
Blue Pills are half a length in front of Bronte Argonauts. There's the Blue Pills now with Matthew Mitchell in the back. This is a real entertaining final, Frank. It's not over yet.
Here comes Avoca.
There's still plenty of work to do in this final. There they are, the Blue Pills, a length in front of Bronte. Not much to Malulabar, not much to Dickie Beach, and then not much to the Currumbin Spartans with the Love Boat from South Curly all but out of it now. Spartans praying for a wave in alley 1. We see up in alley 4 or 5, it's the Blue Pills from Avoca.
Oh, who stopped out there?
Through the gate cans. Let's see what's happened. Coming to the finish line now. Bronte on a run in alley 6.
Look at this.
There's the Blue Pills from Avoca, Frank.
There they go.
They're coming from everywhere. Currumbin in 1, Dickie in 2, Malulabar in 3, but Blue Pills in 5 and Bronte in 6. We don't know what's going to happen here. It's anybody's race, Frank.
Oh, I tell you what, Avoca.
Avoca. There they are, Bronte 1 and 2, Avoca in 1.
If Avoca get this, they're got it.
Look at this, Frank.
Have a go.
They're both trying. Getting down it now. A little run under Avoca. It looks like they're going to take away Avoca.
Yes.
Bronte unlucky there for probably second. It's still not done. We're looking for the wide shot, but Avoca look like they've done it. Bronte in 2. And third place, ooh.
Wow.
I think Malulabar potentially from, I don't know about those last places, Frank, but I think it was Avoca in first and Bronte in second. We'll wait for the judges. What a race.
Wow.
What a race.
Avoca was sort of in it the whole way and then just turned it on with about 100 metres to go.
Yeah, but they picked up that run when they needed to, and that's what you need to do out here. Bronte were hanging in. The Beaver and his boys, I think they were unlucky in that one. Wait for the official results. Thank you to Team Navy for bringing it to us live. The Big Voice Media Group. Into another final coming up, the last race of the day, Frank. The one we've all been waiting to see.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It's Donny Cottrell in the
Oh,
220s
Donny
final.
Cottrell.
These great men of the sea, and in Alley 1 in the 220s final, we're going to have Surfers Paradise. In Alley 2, oh, there's the results, Frank. There's the results. We called it.
Yep.
Voca first, Bronte second, Mooloolaba third, Vicky Beach fourth, in a close finish to Currumbin fifth, and South Curly just out of it. So that's congratulations to Avoca and Bronte and Mooloolaba on the places there. We're going out back onto screen now. Surfers Paradise in Alley 1 for the final. North Cronulla in Alley 2. Evans Head Casino in 3. Mollymook in 4. Noosa, well done to Noosa making that final in Alley 5, and Tallabudja are in 6.
Who are you putting your money on?
Well, I've got friends all over the joint.
No, you haven't.
I want the tally.
You got acquaintances all over.
Let's go, Donny. Let's go the Savs. Here we go. Here we go.
You want the Savs?
I want the Savs to get it done. Maybe Marty and the boys, Mr. Martin Drysdale from Mollymook as well, and they're good blokes at North Cronulla too. So let's hope somebody wins, Frank.
Have a look at Mollymook go out there.
Gone off the.
They're gone off the beach at 100 miles an
like a
hour.
Scalded cat, and you can see a little run of waves now. That shore's starting to fill up, and it's a decent wall of water now on the finish line. And they're out to sea in this last race, the last race of the day, the 220 years Australian final, 2025, and you've got doing well in Alley 1. You see on screen there, that's the Evans Head boys. But up in Alley 1, you've got Surfers Paradise doing well. In Alley 2, North Cronulla. In Alley 3, Evans Head there on screen.
Yep.
In Alley 4, Mollymook Team A. In Alley 5, the Noosa team, and Cab Savs in Alley 6.
My thinking at the moment is Mollymook, followed by the Cab Savs.
Mollymook by the Savs. It's an early crow because there's plenty of work to do, and anyone could miss or turn this can, and let's see what happens out to sea. They're all in a line. There's the Corros there. There's Sooty there, second. Bowman. Purds steady at the back. Big Mick in the middle there. The boys have done the best. They're fit and ready to go. They're going to turn on the black can. Mollymook done the best. There's no surprise 3 out of these crews have all Basque entrants. They're super fit now. And as we look out to the turning cans,
there goes Mollymook. There goes Mollymook.
Who's
into
around?
Molly.
Nah, Alley 2. Alley 2 in front. North Cronulla, then Mollymook, then the Savs.
Ooh.
Yep.
No.
I'm sticking with that, Frank.
No, I'm not. I'm sticking with Molly.
Well, out to sea now, we see there, there's 3 boats in front. And as we look at them, North Cronulla is the closest boat to us, with in front with Mollymook and with the Cab Savs. They're your leading 3. I reckon that's who's going to take this out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is
Searching
real close.
for run now. Look, the Cab Savs, they're rated it up.
Yep.
And Trax Robson will be screaming at the boys. That's North Cronulla there with Purds. He's also not short of a word. And they've lifted on Mollymook. So it's North Cronulla and the Cab Savs. And here goes Surfers Paradise.
Here's a swell. Here's a swell.
Surfers Paradise. Who's going to get this run, Frank?
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
That Tallabudja and Cab
No,
Savs.
and the Cab Savs.
They're in 6. The Cab Savs in 6. Mollymook in the middle and North Cronulla in 2. We don't know which way that's going to go. There's waves at the back. The Cab Savs digging deep. There's Marty and the boys and the Mollymook team. North Cronulla down here in Alley 2 with a little run underneath them. Sooty and the boys.
Cab Savs.
Here goes the Savs in 6.
They got it.
Have they got over the front of this one? Can they do it?
Yes, they've got
Can they do
it.
it?
They've got it.
That's glory. Yes, Tallabudja and Cab Savs. What a result, and they're happy. Well done to the Savs.
North
Some
Cronulla
great
second.
Now for second and third, silver medal. Who's going to hold it straight? Marty, and there's Marty from Mollymook. North Cronulla Purds. Too close to call, but what a race.
Great race.
And what a finish for the Savs, and they deserve that glory. The boys have been training hard. It was a red-hot race. North Cronulla and Mollymook. Shout out to Noosa in that race, as well as it looked like Evans Head and Surfers Paradise stuck it to them. But, well, unofficially, we're going to wait for the results, but it was the Tallabudja and Cab Savs.
You're going to have to be nice to Donny Cottrell now.
I'm always nice to Don. I love him.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. In Don, I trust. The 3 great Dons of the world. Don Cottrell, Don McManus and Donald Trump. But yeah, shout out to Donny Cottrell there. There's results on screen, and it's the Cab Savs in first, followed by North Cronulla for the silver medal, Mollymook for bronze, Surfers Paradise with a huge push.
Good row, good row.
Out of Valley 1 for fourth, Evans Head for fifth, and Noosa just battled and fought all day. They did a great job making that final, but just didn't have the gas in the tank. And
that's
Frank,
it.
well, that's all she wrote for the day. It's been my absolute pleasure to call the racing with you, Frank, and we'll take one last shout out today. To shout out to Surfers, the Coffs Harbour Council, the Coffs Harbour Surf Club. Shout out to the Surf Pro Brewery, Big Voice Media, Surf Life Saving Australia.
Ooh, here comes the
we
man.
are set for a day of racing tomorrow. We'll wait and stay tuned from where we'll be. Matthew Collins is here. Join us.
Just join us.
I'm Phil Stavano. You've been with Frank Veltman. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you.